Afternoon and welcome everybody. This would be the Jeff Cameron Show right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Thanks for tuning to it. Hope you're well. A fine Ballsmic Wednesday to you and yours. I'm Jeff. That's Tom. We're online. ESPNTallahassee.com. It's where you go to listen live via the streaming free. Always don't miss anything. Sometimes you miss things, and when that happens, you say, "How can I catch up, Jeff?" Well, you go to iTunes, and you'll find it there upon the conclusion of the show, all 3 hours of it. You could also go to our website. You could go to the ESPN Tallahassee archive audio there. You'll find it. Also, WTSM app has it. That WTSM app is free, so if you ever have problems with Tropos, as it's known, you can just use the app, and you'll hear us loud and clear. Email the show if you like, jcs@979espnradio.com. And, I think that's everything. I think I did it. We're all good to go. Hey, I got a question for you. When you check out of a hotel.
Yes.
Do you go down to the front desk and tell them you're leaving, or you just leave the keys there with a tip and you ride out?
Usually the latter, but I will check when I do check in what the policy is. I do ask. Can I just jet, or do you need me to swing by here? And in most cases, they say, just, you're good to go.
Yeah.
We already have a card on file for any incidentals. We're good.
Yeah, I think you just leave. I got into an argument. Not an argument. A discussion about this. I just leave. My wife is always saying, you need to go tell them. I'm not telling them nothing. They know when I'm checking out.
My parents always physically check out, but I feel like that's the generation
That
thing,
is the generation. And there was a time when you had to do it. You don't have to do it now. They know the deal.
I think there was one hotel, don't ask me which, I can't remember, but there's one in the last 2 or 3 years that required you to come by and say later.
Asinine. Leave the keys right there. There's nothing for you to do. If you didn't do something crazy like destroy property or something, there's nothing to tell them about. Let's go.
It may have been one of those timeshare/hotels.
Oh, okay. Well,
kind of deals, but yeah. Always, man. You just I don't even take the piece of paper. Like, you leave that piece of paper on the floor.
I don't. Yeah,
I don't care.
I never. I don't even look at it. They could be screwing me every which way to Sunday. I have no idea. I take my chances they're going to do the right thing because they want me to come back. And, later on I'll look at my app or I'll look at my account or something, make sure there's no funny stuff going on, and I'll go, oh, everything looks good there.
I even had an interesting situation when I was down for budget meetings a couple of years ago. I went in the room, it was fine, everything, and I come back after we do dinner with the boss, the big boss of the company.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice, but there's a hole in the wall. And I thought, oh, crap. I got to tell these people about the hole in the wall. Well, then I got a call, and we had to do one more follow-up meeting. So I went to the meeting. I forgot to do it. I was so scared I was going to get an incidental on my...
Nothing.
Nothing. They didn't even care.
They knew. They knew the deal.
They must have. Or they just don't give a damn at that hotel.
I just don't think... My response to my wife was, listen, nobody's going in there to check out. Nobody under the age of 50 is walking over there to check out. You just leave. And, I didn't... You know what I didn't know? And we'll get to the sports in a second. Just hang in there, people. When I didn't realize this, I think I asked you, and then I feel so bad for all the years of just absolutely screwing people over. I didn't know that I don't know when it happened, like when the moment occurred that you leave money for the maid.
Mm-hmm.
So years ago when I found that out, this has been years, I've been leaving money ever since, but years ago when I found out it was from you, you were like, oh, you got to leave a little money for the maid.
Yes, I learned in high school on a field trip.
I had no idea.
And we'd been going to Disney for years.
You'd never given him a penny.
Oh, my God.
Nothing.
We've been
Stay
ravaging.
there for a week on end. Your imprints in the bed, and you're still not leaving them so much as $5.
What my advisor had said was, since we had 4 people to a room, I mean, it was just really the dark ages. He said, everybody $1 or $2 a day. Just everybody put $1 or $2 a day aside.
So, you can go, thanks to the internet, and find these things out. But remember the debate. This is a thing here now. Like how much do you tip when you get to-go food? When you do the curbside
You
pickup?
educated me on this.
I had to educate you on that.
On this show, on the FM dial.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it that you actually tip on takeout. It makes no sense.
It doesn't, but I do.
And now I do. You corrected me.
You
so
do.
That,
You got to do it. It's ridiculous. I don't feel like you should. I mean, any sap can walk out there and hand you a bag.
Well, especially when you walk in to go get it. I mean, if you want to park at the curbside and you want to throw the guy a couple of bucks for running it out, okay. But when I walk into the register, give you the card, you swipe the card.
You didn't do anything.
Right.
It's like when you're at a bar or a restaurant bar and you're sitting down watching the game while you wait on your to-go food and you have a beer, and then they give you the ticket. Now, let's say you bought for the whole family. The ticket might be $75 plus whatever that beer was you had while you waited.
You're not going 20% on that.
I'm not giving them I'm not giving them $15 to walk out. You know what I mean? But I feel kind of bad in that moment because then I get that ticket and I'm like, well, here's a few bucks for the beer. And I guess here's a couple bucks for the food, and it looks like a paltry sum to be leaving on this ticket, but you didn't do anything.
Yeah, but context matters. If somebody tries you on that, you go, hang on a minute. What did you really do?
Cole Minshew did not practice today. That is disturbing. Not that he's good, because he's not, but we don't have a lot of alternatives, and we suffer when he's not in the lineup.
He played well against Miami.
He did. Yeah, no, I'm saying we're worse without him. He's not a real good player, but he's not his backup. So we need, we need as many healthy offensive linemen as possible. You'd like to think coming out of a bye week, you're getting healthier, not worse off.
I suppose to protect ourselves, the report was he was not observed at the open portion.
Yeah, he may have practiced
today.
Yeah, you're right. That should be the smarter thing to look at there. Yeah, he may have practiced afterwards. I don't know. I need to.
In Jimbo's world, 100% you had to protect yourself because he'd start a quarterback in practice, and then once the media left, he'd switch him.
Oh yeah, no, he was cagey that way. Yeah, there was no doubt. I feel good about the game on Saturday, but I don't like the pressure going into this game being what it is, because not only if you lose the game are you not going to make a bowl and really you don't have much to play for. I suppose every time certainly you lace it up, you have something to play for, but the point would be in terms of goals, postseason goals, all that's off the table in my mind if you lose to Wake. But it also would greatly shift the way that the fan base feels right now about the head coach and his staff. And I understand that. I do. You come off a bye week and lose to a team that's given up a gazillion points to anybody with a pulse, that would be a bad look. And because of that, I feel the pressure. Like, I don't want to lose ever. But there's games you can lose, and then there are games you cannot lose. This would be one of those you cannot lose. Can't lose this game.
I felt that way, even though it may not be true, objectively speaking. I felt that way after the first turnover against Miami a couple weeks ago. I mean, come on, man. We're up 27-7. We can't lose this game. Are you kidding me? This would be such a leap forward for everybody's morale, the recruiting battles in the state, the pitches you can make, the momentum of the season heading into the bye week, the energy of the fan base. More people would be here this weekend if we had won that game. It's all true. And then we, of course, let the snowball continue to grow and roll down the hill.
Well, here's the thing, and we got into a debate about this yesterday on Seminole Headlines. I first guessed it, and I said it the Monday after the game on this show, and I said it again yesterday. And I think Ira and Corey disagree with me, and there might be a lot of people who disagree with me. You might disagree with me. That's fine, but I get that it can backfire, but there's no way I'm calling for him to drop back on 3rd and 6 on that play. I'm not. Because I don't trust him. And that's the problem. It's not so much that I have a problem with being aggressive or that I'm calling the game not to lose as opposed to win. All right, fine, say that if you want. I don't trust my quarterback to climb the pocket and avoid getting hit there. And the only thing you can't do there, the only thing, is turn it over. And it shows you how fragile this is right now, that as soon as he turned it over, come on now. I don't know what it felt like watching on TV. Maybe it was the result of being in the stands and feeling the energy shift in the stadium. It could be. But you can tell me you watched it on television. When he fumbled, I looked at Matt. Previous to the play, said, don't drop him back. They drop him back. I see the blitz. I go, okay, don't fumble. Then he fumbles. So when that all goes down, after all of that happens and they score the touchdown, I said to Matt, we're going to lose. This place is electric. If we don't do something here, we're going to lose. And then we immediately threw an interception, and it was over, and you knew it. And it's bizarre because it didn't have to be, and obviously that might have been a wrong sort of gut instinct in the sense that it doesn't make any sense because even though momentum shifted greatly, you still had an opportunity, even after they screw you on the brilliant play call, the double pass touchdown. Even after they screw you, you miss a pretty easy field goal, which would have made it a 2-score game. So I know that my instinct there should have been wrong, or that it was overstating the situation a little bit, or the direness of the situation. But it really did feel like after that first turnover in the stadium that things shifted immediately, and it was like putting your finger in a dam.
Now, a couple of feelings there. Number one, it was I was with you 100% in agreement when I thought that the extra man blitzing was DeAndre's responsibility. But then when Willie cleaned it up on Monday and said that we had our right tackle block the wrong guy, I felt better about the call. We had enough guys in protection.
Yeah,
if the blitzer was on DeAndre, then I agree with you in that situation. Why would you even put your quarterback in that situation?
But it's first guessing it regardless. I'm saying I didn't trust it to begin with, and that's a play that, potentially something bad can happen. And you can say that about any play. I get it. But score, time, and counting possessions. That's what I was talking about. I'm talking about counting possessions. They're running out of possessions. It won't matter if they can score. They don't have enough possessions if you don't turn it over there.
Yeah, I mean, I was there for the 2011 Sean Powell game in Gainesville, and there's nothing wrong with that if you build the lead and then you work the lead.
Work the lead, man.
I mean, that team won 9 games, but that's an important win for the program. It's all that stuff. And I thought that's one of Jimbo's better coaching efforts, to know enough to know what he didn't have that night, which was offense.
No, he didn't have offense, but he knew Florida didn't either.
Right.
And that was fine.
And I got a kid who's going to boot at 65 in the air and drive this guy sitting below the press box insane.
Below Tom Lang nuts.
So when he fumbles it and Miami recovers it, I thought we had the ball initially. And that from the TV angle, it looked like we were going to get it back and at least punt. We didn't. I thought, well, okay, don't let them score a touchdown here. And if they do, then it's 50-50. And once they scored and it's on a 4th down, of course it's on a 4th down. Of course it's on a
4th down, right.
Even that makes it even worse in that moment because the momentum swing, you're so close to getting off the field with no points.
Oh, well, then that would have been ball game.
It is ball game.
There's a lot of opportunities to say ball game in that thing.
But it's 50-50 at that point, even though we're up by whatever it is, 13. I just feel like in that moment it was a coin flip, and then we turn it over 2 plays later from scrimmage. I mean, are you kidding?
Yeah, the interception happens, and then it gets to be 27-21, and then once it's 27-21...
I feel like you're losing at that point.
You do, and then you have the double pass that's a touchdown, and you get screwed by the ACC officials who still haven't given a logical answer for why they screwed us and didn't review it. And then, or they did review it but didn't feel the need to further review it. Ridiculous. But then, of course, you also miss a field goal. I mean...
I just think what that win would have done, you really had to have it. I know.
You would have been 4-2.
Before the game, you would argue, listen, what we saw in the second half is what I thought was going to play for 60 minutes. But it didn't play for the first 30 minutes.
That's
and
right,
you are up 27-7.
Yeah, no, you are. You're right.
So you got to win that game. I mean, that's the hard part, is I agree that over the long haul, there may be a regression to the mean as to what our offense could accomplish against their defense. But damn it. This week is an extension of that. Now you do have to win this game.
You do, yeah. No, you're in the same position I thought we were going to be in regardless. But the thing that happened, again, losses happen for a reason. And when they play out that way, they cause emotion and reaction. And there is no doubt this one did that. This perfectly captures why I say that all the time. Losses happen for a reason. Going into the game, I said we're going to lose the game. We lost the game. Why am I upset? Because we were up 27-7.
Well, and we kicked ass in special teams.
Yeah,
the return game has gotten a lot better. Credit to the special teams coaching.
Yeah, because we were ripping it. Yeah, and we should.
That's a big factor in the game.
It's a huge factor in the game. Anyhow, so let's move on. We've moved on. Miami has since lost a game since there, and we haven't had an opportunity to play. And in a few days, we will. And by the way, this Friday, as a reminder, we'll be at the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill for the Jeff Cameron Show from 3 to 6. Looking forward to seeing you guys out there. $10 at the door. 100% of the money you give goes to hurricane relief efforts, Hurricane Michael relief efforts.
Request for cash, please. Cash at the door. $10 cash, and every one of those dollars, every cent of that $10.
Every cent. Nothing is going to the corner pocket. It's employees or the owners or anything like that. Every penny of that is going to hurricane relief efforts. So that's good stuff there. And you can, if you want to know more, they'll tell you. They're an open book over there. So it's a good thing. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
That's $10,000 off all Titans and $2,000 over Kelly Blue Book for your trade, or a total of $12,000 in discounts on every Titan we sell. But you better hurry. The 2018s are going fast. Kraft Nissan on Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco. Prices include dealer preparation charge.
Working on the car, huh?
Yeah, it's been stalling.
It could be friction from your floor mats.
No.
Oil change too? Better change your oil fuses.
Nice try. Hand me that Purolator Boss filter.
Wow. Protects up to 15,000 miles?
Right. Nothing gets by Purolator. Or me.
Great. Now let's demagnetize those floor mats.
This is sad now.
Now get a Purolator Boss premium oil filter and 5 quarts of synthetic oils for $32.99 at Advance Auto Parts. See store for details.
Change your oil at Superlube every 3 months or 3,000 miles for a longer-lasting engine and better gas mileage. Change your oil at Superlube today, and for a limited time, you'll get a free car wash. Right now at Superlube, you never need an appointment. You'll be in and out in no time. And with 19 Tallahassee area locations, there's a Superlube just minutes away right now.
Boy, this place is sure convenient. How I love to Superlube my car, lube my car. How I love to Superlube my car, yes sir.
Welcome back to Ask the Doc from the Rug Doctor Institute of Clean. Next caller.
Hi, Doc. I just got an estimate from a carpet cleaning service, and apparently it includes cleaning out my wallet.
Their $99 special turned into $299.
Exactly.
That's bad math, but I have good news. Rent a Rug Doctor today at your local supermarket and deep clean your home for a fraction of what it costs to hire the pros, starting at $29.99 a day.
Thanks, Doc.
Rug Doctor today for a cleaner tomorrow.
Headed to the new Gordos, 'cause Eddie hit a home run just like the old Gordos. Ooh.
Jeff, I'm sitting right here, man. Why do you always speak about me in the third person?
Loving the new Gordos.
You gotta quit singing, man.
Got the outside deck. When the weather shifts, I'm gonna sit outside at the new Gordos.
Are we ever gonna get there? Can you speed up, please?
Lots of TVs.
1460 Market Street.
Woohoo.
Change your oil at Superlube every 3 months or 3,000 miles for a longer-lasting engine and better gas mileage. Change your oil at Superlube today, and for a limited time, you'll get a free car wash. Right now at Superlube, you never need an appointment. You'll be in and out in no time. And with 19 Tallahassee area locations, there's a Superlube just minutes away right now.
Boy, this place is sure convenient. How I love to Superlube my car, lube my car. How I love to Superlube my car, yes sir.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show. Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Odd and random, I know, but I spoke with Bobby Bowden yesterday about golf for about 20 minutes.
What?
Bobby Bowden joined me and Trey.
Okay.
And we did an interview with Coach Bowden about golf and other things and his passion for golf. And it was recorded for tonight's show. You haven't missed it. The show Beyond the Tips will run tonight from 9 to 10 on Sirius XM. Channel 92, I think is the PGA Tour Network.
Yeah.
I should know the network I'm on. I just renewed my new contract, and I don't even know the net. That's probably not good to say. PGA Tour Channel. That's
you
what
just read the cards. Read the cards.
I just do what they tell me to do. Anyhow, I enjoyed that. I have to admit, I was a little.
Was there a tone in the beginning at all?
No. It was delightful, and it was fine. Enough time has passed, and we had a great conversation. And it was cool because we caught him. Look, I'm not trying to be deride the guy or anything like that. I'm just saying that it was the middle of the afternoon, so he was quick and alert and happy, and it wasn't late in the evening when you can catch Coach. Sometimes he's a little tired. Anybody who's over the age of 40 is a little tired in the evening, so this was perfect because his thoughts were clear and crisp. He was ready to roll, and he loved talking about golf, and that he picked up the sticks for the first time ever when he was 30 years old because he was a lifeguard in Georgia. And as part-time was part of his job, and they would play golf around the pool. The pool was incorporated in the course somehow, and he would see these people while he was lifeguarding playing golf. And he thought, that looks like a fun sport. And he had played, obviously, basketball and football, but he hadn't played golf, and he thought, well, I'll give it a go. And he said he instantly fell in love with it because the feeling you get when you hit a golf ball properly, when you really square it up, if you will, that feeling we all seek and search for on the regular, but so seldom find with the regularity that we'd like. It's like pure barreling up a baseball or anything else where you don't even feel it in your hands. It was so beautiful. He said the first time he did that, it began a lifelong chase to do that. And his great regret was that he had never taken a lesson, so he's got bad habits. And he knows what they are, but it's too late to fix them. So he said, over the years, I thought I'd go get a lesson, just never did. And now I've just incorporated my swing being what it is. He admitted that it's frustrating. He can't even hit from the ladies' tees anymore. He goes to the first cut of the fairway. But Trey was saying that ain't nothing wrong with that. People need to know their limitations. Can you hit it straight and play the game? Go enjoy yourself. Just tee it up wherever. It's fine. But
hope I'm playing at his age. That'll mean I've played the sport for damn near a century.
Yeah, well, that's true. And that sport, along with tennis to a lesser degree, you really can play forever. So it was a delightful conversation. He compared the lessons learned in golf to football and football to golf and all that other stuff, and we enjoyed it. It's weird, the new season, by the way. I know nobody wants to talk about golf right now, but Koepka's playing this week, and the tournament starts tomorrow. And I just thought about the rollover season they've got going on now, which
I'd take some time off. I'm taking some time off from watching these Americans.
Well, you're mad at them.
Oh, yeah.
You're still mad at them?
Oh, it's going to be a minute.
Listen.
Probably past New Year's. I'll be okay once we get into that West Coast swing.
Well, when they go to Hawaii, which is the real start of the PGA season.
Right.
Johnny Miller's retiring, and I was devastated to find that out.
Yes, and who's his replacement?
I didn't hear.
Paul Azinger. Yeah. And guess what, though? That means regarding Fox broadcasts, for the U.S. Open, he's joining NBC. He's going to still do both.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Not giving up his Fox job. No, he's just adding on the NBC slate, so he's just going to be there every week.
I'm going to miss the hell out of Johnny Miller, man.
Yep.
He did an interview with the PGA Tour channel that I work for, Tom, whatever station that is. And he, in the interview, talked about being with Peter Jacobsen and the first time he ever used the word choke on the air, and that people were absolutely appalled because that's not something you say about golfers. And he did it in his very first broadcast, and he said, look, I understand that's not a word that golfers ever want to hear, but it's something we all do. Every golfer, including Tiger Woods, has choked. And he said that's the joy of the game, is fighting to overcome that. You have moments where that's just simply going to happen because the pressure is real. He goes, I don't care if you're trying to make a 10-foot putt in your Nassau game with your buddies, or a 10-foot putt to win or force a playoff in the U.S. Open. You have to overcome that. It's not just swing playing. It's not just repetitiveness. It's between the ears.
Oh, buddy, if I sat down next to Trey and I recanted the biggest moments I've ever had on a golf course and the most pressure I've faced, he'd laugh. You know what I mean? Because there's different levels to this thing. But it matters to me, this like Johnny Miller's talking about.
Yeah.
It could be your weekend game, and you got a 6-footer, and there might be a couple of bucks on the line.
Maybe.
Whatever it is. Or you're trying to complete a comeback. You were 5 shots down with 3 holes to go, and you have a chance to win it, but you got to make this one. And, of course, it's a downhill left-to-right slider. Can you make it?
Well, and there's a difference between missing a difficult putt, because it's a difficult putt, and gagging. And we know the difference. I mean, when you see a guy, obviously, just, Trey's thing about that, and I'll speak for him while he's out in California right now, is that, listen, the really good putters stand over a putt with the thought, I'm going to make this putt. I want to make this putt. I'm trying to make this putt, as opposed to don't miss this putt. And you can see the strokes are entirely different. The guy that doesn't want to miss the putt, it's evident. The guy that wants to make it, oftentimes blows it past the hole by 4 and 5 feet because the effort is to make the putt. And so he said that your best putters, you're always going to see that because they're trying to make it.
Right. And they can make the ones coming back.
Right.
That's nothing. And it drives you nuts if you're rooting for a guy in a major and he blows it past the hole and you go, how'd you miss that? What the hell's wrong with you? And it's a longer putt coming back and they make it right center cup. And you're like, are you kidding me?
Pressure's removed.
Yeah.
If you want something so badly, that's in anything, right? In that moment, you got to make that shot or execute that play, and you always do better the second time after it doesn't happen because, what the hell? I didn't birdie the hole anyhow.
So I had occasion last week to play 9 on my home course in between, coordinating efforts and stuff to get us back to where we needed to be. Those bad boys were rolling an 11 or a 12. If there was film of what I look like on those greens, I look like a total a-hole. It was ridiculous. I mean, they were lightning fast, buddy. And you had to make it significantly in the cup for it to go in, or else you're going to get painted, and it's going to roll 6 feet past.
Major League Baseball infuriates me. I don't know if you're watching, not watching. We get football back tomorrow, and then we turn the page again for the next few days to football time as it is. But I, of course, love baseball. But everything that happened last night is what's wrong with baseball. I'll talk about it in a second. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Hi, I'm Jesse Ross, owner and co-founder of Lake Tribe Brewing right here in Tallahassee. When my father, my 2 brothers, and I started Lake Tribe, we had one simple goal: to create great tasting quality craft beer that reflects our love for the great outdoors and have some fun along the way. If you're in town with 80,000 of your like-minded friends, stop by the brewery off West Tharp Street for a pint or a flight of our vast selection of Lake Tribe beer on tap, or stop by at the next gathering of the Garnet and Gold. We're open Thursdays and Fridays 4 to 9 and Saturdays from 1 to 9. Lake Tribe Brewing, find your native spirit.
Hello, radio friends. I'm here to tell you about Barbaritos. Our mission statement is farm fresh. So let's explain. We serve char-grilled, grass-fed beef, hormone-free chicken breasts, and grilled tofu for starters. Farm fresh means fresh avocados used to make guacamole, and tomatoes from the vine to craft fresh pico de gallo. Farm fresh means award-winning burritos, salads, and tacos customized for you. So come visit your local Barbaritos today and literally see for yourself. Barbaritos. We roll farm fresh.
Barbaritos. We make it fresh. You make it yours.
Fall is here. You know what that means, right?
Yeah, colder weather and yard work, like raking leaves.
But, fall is also the perfect time to get your energy audit from the City of Tallahassee Utilities. That way, you can be sure that your whole home is ready for the cooler weather.
I can't afford that.
Yes, you can. It is a free service. An energy auditor comes to your house at a time that is convenient for you, examines your structure, checks your energy and water systems, and then recommends changes that could save you energy, water, and money.
They do all that for free?
Yeah. To help customers even more, the city also offers installation grants and low-interest loans and rebates for Energy Star appliances.
Wow, you can really pile on the savings with the City of Tallahassee. I'm going to call City Utilities today at 891-4968 to schedule my free energy audit.
Oh, and don't forget to check out talgov.com for more information about all the ways the city can help you save energy, water, and money.
With football season in full swing, don't forget about fishing our local waterways after the games. Fish are still biting regardless of the score. Sea Quarters Marina, Carabel, Florida. Open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The marina has a ship store, which includes fuel, bait, tackle, ice, and all of your fishing supplies for the trip. Both diesel and non-ethanol fuel is available. Free Wi-Fi and pump out with boat slip rental. Sea Quarters Marina, 501 St. James Avenue, Carabel, Florida, 697-8400. Visit them online at seaquartersmarina.com.
Barry knows cool, he's keeping you comfortable. Barry knows cool, you can put him to
For a limited time, receive up to a $400 trade-in bonus when you upgrade to a select Carrier home comfort system. Plus, you can now quickly and easily schedule an appointment, purchase or renew your service agreement, or pay your bill from your mobile device at BaranoAC.com. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Barano Heating and Air. It's that easy. Florida license CAC 057652.
The Man's Doghouse was voted the Demo Award winner for Best Burger in Tallahassee. Come in and try one of their many delicious burgers, like the Big Texan half-pound burger with fried jalapenos, barbecue sauce, boar's head cheddar cheese, and thick-cut applewood smoked bacon topped with hand-breaded onion straws. The Man's Doghouse on Tennessee Street, across from FSU's campus.
What are you waiting for? Come on into your locally owned Hobbit and get started on your Hobbit habit today. They're celebrating 40 years of serving Tallahassee great food, including the best wings and half-pound fresh handcrafted burgers. Over 15 specialty house-made wing sauces and dressings made from scratch every day, plus a large selection of local crafts, including their own brew, Key to the Shire, developed by the brewmasters at Grasslands Brewery, now offering a limited selection of grab-and-go food for all your tailgating needs. Hobbit American Grill offers online ordering through their Facebook pages for each of their 3 locations.
Football season is here, and the last thing you want to do is get involved in a painting project. So call the guys at Berrigan Painting to take care of all your needs. They are family-owned and have been in business for over 30 years. Commercial, residential, and industrial jobs are their specialties, and they are city and county vendors. Hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. For a free quote, email them at berriganpainting@comcast.net or give them a call at 878-3988. Visit online at berriganpainting.com. Berrigan Painting. They have you covered.
Hi, I'm Jesse Ross, owner and co-founder of Lake Tribe Brewing right here in Tallahassee. When my father, my 2 brothers, and I started Lake Tribe, we had one simple goal: to create great tasting quality craft beer that reflects our love for the great outdoors and have some fun along the way. If you're in town with 80,000 of your like-minded friends, stop by the brewery off West Tharp Street for a pint or a flight of our vast selection of Lake Tribe beer on tap, or stop by at the next gathering of the Garnet and Gold. We're open Thursdays and Fridays 4 to 9 and Saturdays from 1 to 9. Lake Tribe Brewing, find your native spirit.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Here's what's happening. Derek Anderson will start at quarterback for the Bills on Sunday against the Colts. Rookie QB Josh Allen has an elbow sprain, will not play. Reportedly, there's concern that Allen will miss multiple weeks. Coach Sean McDermott said today there is no plan for Allen to have surgery. Eagles left tackle Jason Peters, dealing with a biceps injury, will practice this week. Appears to be on track to play versus the Panthers on Sunday. Philly running back Darren Sproles is day-to-day with that hamstring injury. Crucial Game 5 of the National League Championship Series today for the Brewers and Dodgers, with the series knotted up at 2 games apiece. L.A. sends Clayton Kershaw against Milwaukee's Wade Miley. Kershaw, who gave up 5 runs on 6 hits in 3 innings in the series opener, needs to change the way he pitches to succeed, believes ESPN's Pedro Gomez.
Kershaw now is a guy that is not a guy that can just blow it by a hitter anymore. He's 90 to 92 with his fastball. But the other day he had 22 strike counts, and there was only 1 swing and a miss by Brewers hitters. So he's got to be able to pitch now rather than throw.
Milwaukee's added righty Zach Davies to their NLCS roster, replacing the injured Gio Gonzalez. The decision means if the Brewers advance to the World Series, Gonzalez can't be on the roster because a player replaced due to injury in one playoff series is required to sit out the next one. Astros seek to tie the ALCS up at 2 games apiece when they host the Red Sox in Game 4 tonight, 7:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Charlie Morton makes his postseason debut against Rick Porcello. Carmelo Anthony will make his Rockets debut tonight against the Pelicans, 8 Eastern on ESPN Television and the ESPN app.
Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Check out GameDayExcursions.com if you're thinking about going to the Florida State Notre Dame game. It is a first-class experience. Game Day Excursions, your Saturday's taken care of. It starts with bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys at the reception there at Chicago's Field Museum. Includes premium bus transportation to and from South Bend and a VIP-style tailgate with free food and beer. Just, steps from the stadium. Head to GameDayExcursions.com. Use promo code JCS at the checkout for $10 each, off of each order, I should say. GameDayExcursions.com. I don't suppose you stayed up last night to watch the end of that game? I don't mean the Boston game, because you could have stayed up for that.
No, I stayed up. Well, I certainly did for that one.
Yeah.
I stayed up long enough to watch the end of the hockey game, which got me to about 10:30, and I switched over manually from the ALCS to the NLCS on these here airwaves, and we'll have the same thing for you today.
All right.
The NLCS is the first act, and then the American League Championship Series is Game 2 of the doubleheader. So when Front Row Knowles concludes at 7 o'clock, we'll join the NLCS for its conclusion and then hop on board with the Astros and the Red Sox for Game 4 of that series. But no, not even close. I don't even know if I made it to the third or fourth inning of that game.
I stayed up to the wee hours of the morning. I do this thing with baseball where I invest. And once I'm invested, I'm in. I during the regular season, I'm an ass. If the Pirates are in a game that goes 14 innings on a Wednesday night or a Tuesday night, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning and it's tied at 3, I'm like, well, I'm here. Let's go. I got to see it through. I feel like now you can go to bed in the third inning. You got to make a decision.
Yeah.
You got to make a decision. Now you do that, and that's fine. But once you have invested 5-6 innings of baseball, you're in. You're in.
My rule is if we blow it in the 9th inning and the game's tied,
you can go to bed?
I can go to bed. Absolutely. If Jervis Familia has walked the first two guys and then we go through a 15-minute, marathon here, they end up getting the sack fly to tie the game and we get out of it, I don't care. Nope, not watching this song and dance.
So I mentioned in the tease that baseball, some of the things that are wrong with baseball were all on display last night. Well, yeah. And that Brewers-Dodgers game that none of you saw end. Riveting as it may have been, 2 o'clock in the morning ain't cool. You cannot foster new baseball fans if half the country can't see the damn game. Why would you? Well, and let's double down. Let's take that game and then the next day, honestly, who in the world is scheduling a day game after a night game? That's a 2 o'clock game locally. After they finished at 3 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh. And then throw in 4,000 strikeouts because nobody can hit a single.
Correct.
Nobody can hit a single.
Nobody wants to.
No. And every approach with 2 strikes on display last night featured a guy swinging for the downs. If you're going to play a damn near 6-hour baseball game and have it finish at 2 o'clock in the morning so nobody can see it, can we at least put the ball in play? Damn it, man.
Wouldn't be 6 hours if they did. Baseball needs radical changes, man. If it's not my team, you need a pitch clock. You really do, especially in those middle innings or late innings. I watched it was bases loaded, nobody out. Jeffress was pitching over the weekend for the Brewers, and the Dodgers are at the dish. It's between 45 seconds and a minute 20 for every single pitch.
Yeah, they lock in the postseason. Everything is on the line. You're right.
I get it. They slow the games down, and the rules benefit them. So if it's my team, absolutely. I need Steve Traxel out there in that moment. Slow the game down. But I can tell you how long it was because in between pitches, I was watching a play and a half, of the Georgia LSU game, or I was watching Washington and Oregon. I mean, it's a big situation, and it should have my full attention. And in between pitches, I know that I can watch 3rd and 2. Somebody just got tackled. They're going to run another play before this guy throws his pitch.
It's such a fine line because one of the great things about baseball is the pace of baseball. You go to baseball with a different mindset as a fan, as a consumer of the game. You go with a mindset where you sit with your best friend, you sit with your wife, you sit with your kids, you keep score, and you have a leisurely day at the ballpark, and you talk about it. You talk about your day, your life, your goals, your hopes, your dreams, all of it. You have time to do that. There's no urgency like there is in football, which leaves you exhausted after every game. You're at the top of your lungs. It's rabid. You leave those games, you feel exhausted as opposed to having a nice day at the ballpark in baseball. But, again, that's a fine line because, admittedly, I'm not a guy who complains about extra inning free baseball during the regular season or really any time, because free baseball is free baseball, and that's great. I like baseball. I'm not going to complain. I committed to watching the game or being at the game. That's all true. But nobody needs a sporting event that's teetering on 6 hours.
Yep. Yeah. Unless it's Grand Slam tennis. That's about the only thing that could hold your attention for that long.
Yeah.
Because the ball's in play.
The ball's in play at all times.
It's not a bunch of aces.
Yeah, if you go in 5 sets, you're going that long, you've had some rallies.
Oh, yeah.
But again, why are you scheduling a day game after a night game anyhow?
They never envisioned it would go this late.
I know, but it's still dumb. It would have been still late.
Well, you know what's interesting too is in most cases, I don't know, maybe they started doing this in years past, but aren't usually the ALCS and NLCS staggered? I mean, they don't have to be alternate nights every single time, but you got back-to-back doubleheader days here. That's kind of strange.
Yeah, I think it's just a quirk of the schedule. But the Brewers went scoreless over the final 8 innings last night. The Dodgers have scored 3 runs in the last 22 innings of play at Dodger Stadium. So nobody's scoring, and the pitching is really good. I get it. I mean, there's one reliever after the other for the Brewers, just boom, 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 get you some. And they got a little lucky last night, by the way, to some extent, because Gio Gonzalez would have got lit.
Well, it also sucks for LA if you're doing a 2 p.m. local first pitch. What's that like? You know, for those fans, what are we doing?
It's weird.
Coming out of school early?
Yeah, it's just bizarre. I don't know what you're doing. No, it doesn't.
No, you got to eliminate the shift. You got 2 guys on either side of the infield at all times. You need a pitch clock. You need to limit the amount of relievers that can be gone to in the course of a game. But some of these things would restrict how many players are, available, or how many players make the 25-man roster from different pools or different skill sets. And so you're going to have union issues there. But the speed of the game in these key moments, I'm sorry, society has changed. And I'm a millennial only by birth date.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, the way other sports go with everything is immediate, and now you can at least give me a 45-second or 40-second pitch clock.
Well, this gets back to a conversation we've had before, and that is that if they just enforce existing rules on the regular, then you don't have this problem. There are rules in place that facilitate speeding up the game. They just never enforce them. They let batters take a step out of the batter's box if they want to, especially in the playoffs.
Yep.
Umpires are never going to enforce this stuff because they know there's so much on the line.
For the batter? Are you kidding me?
Well, it was funny that Machado didn't get one.
Right. Well, but you got the situation. This is that half inning with Jeffers. It's a 2-run game at the time. LA ends up winning on the Turner home run. But here you have bases loaded, nobody out on the road. I mean, this is a raucous
environment. Did you laugh when Turner hit the home run?
He always does.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Did you laugh? Did you go, of course he's going to do that.
That's between him and Daniel Murphy, we would have had the whitest infield that hit 60 bombs.
You guys would have hit the 27 Yankees if you got the playoff version of those 2 players.
Oh, my God. Well, we did for one playoff.
Yeah.
But then we rightly said, you want 20 how many million?
No, you can go. And then he lit it up, though, for a while.
For like a year.
Yeah. No. It was the right move. By the way, last night I want to hug everybody that had the under in the over-under Astros Red Sox game. It was 8. Some places had it 8.5. 3-2, 2 outs, runner on in the 7th. You've got that baby covered. It goes hit batter, grand slam, screw you. I mean, it's just brutal, just like that. And the only thing that's good about it is that it happened to Osuna. So there you go.
Absolutely.
Why don't you get some of that? And by the way, if you're the Astros, and I don't know how this is going to go. We'll see. It's Porcello and Morton now. But if the Red Sox win the series, yeah, the Red Sox won 108 games. They're really freaking good. It's not crazy for them to win the series. But the players voiced their concerns and frustration and anger about the Osuna signing.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted that guy.
Verlander was the loudest of the group.
And I applauded him. And then that happened. They're going to be looking at their management like, oh, that's fair.
Can we put him and Chapman in a cage and let them fight each other?
With Reyes?
See how much they like it?
Let Reyes be in there, too. He can take...
Throw a pipe in the middle?
It's the Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
The choice is clear. Fonville, Lewis, Messer, McConaughey. Recently voted Tallahassee's best law firm. So avoid the underdog and go with the favorite. Fonville, Lewis, Messer, McConaughey.
Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. They're the modern Stone Age family.
No matter how modern your family might be, if you're pedaling around bedrock in a gas engine vehicle, you're living in the past.
Meet George Jetson.
The era of the electric vehicle has arrived. With instant acceleration, electric cars are more fun to drive and more affordable than ever. Electric cars are here. Plug in to the present. Learn more at plugintothepresent.com. Sponsored by Volkswagen Group of America.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services.
800-316-4761. That's 800-316-4761. 800-316-4761.
Makita cordless specials are heating up at Cornerstone Tool and Fastener in October. Buy a Makita brushless premium 5 amp hour kit with 2 batteries and get a 6 amp hour battery free. Plus, get your choice of the following: brushless recip saw, circular saw, half-inch impact drill, or a Bluetooth radio. Get rid of the gas with the Makita outdoor power equipment. Buy a brushless chainsaw or blower kit and receive 4 5 amp hour batteries and a dual bay chamber. Cornerstone Tool and Fastener with 2 locations to choose from: 1110 Stuckey Ave and 3269 Crawfordville Highway. Tallahassee location open on Saturdays 8 until noon.
Welcome back to Ask the Doc from the Rug Doctor Institute of Clean. Next caller.
Hi, Doc. I just got an estimate from a carpet cleaning service, and apparently it includes cleaning out my wallet.
Their $99 special turned into $299.
Exactly.
That's bad math, but I have good news. Rent a Rug Doctor today at your local supermarket and deep clean your home for a fraction of what it costs to hire the pros, starting at $29.99 a day.
Thanks, Doc.
Rug Doctor today for a cleaner tomorrow.
French 1 of the 5, touchdown FSU!
Fans, single game tickets are on sale now for all remaining home games, including Wake Forest, Clemson, Boston College, and Florida. Simply click on Seminoles.com or call 888-FSU-NOLE to get yours today. Help create a true home field advantage by being in the stadium, cheering on the Noles. Attend them all or choose from the remaining home games versus Wake Forest, Clemson, Boston College, or Florida. For more information, visit Seminoles.com.
Touchdown FSU! Touchdown Florida State!
The Jeff Cameron Show is brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener. Big store pricing with local service. Online at ctf.nu.
Short segment as I got to prattling along about freaking baseball problems.
Game needs work.
I'm not as soured on it, I don't think. I do, yeah, I mean, I get it. Launch angles, all that stuff, yeah. Got to see the ball put in play. I don't want to go back to the days of a lot of slappy and a lot of sacrifices and, in the 80s when everybody played on AstroTurf for some reason. It was a hit-and-run bonanza. It was fun. The triple existed. It was, that all happened. But I like power. I'm okay with that. I want a simple mix.
Yeah, but the problem is analytics is outweighing the obvious single that you can take if you're any number of power hitters that they overshift for.
Mm-hmm.
You could lay a bunt down or just kind of guide the ball down the left field line, swinging bunt, and it's a free single. And analytics say we're not doing that. So maybe if you leave the hole open in the right side and you don't allow 3 guys to stack over there, somebody's going to mistake his way into some singles, and at least you have base runners. But the problem is that nobody's going to steal still. You can't force people to try and take extra bases.
No,
They're just going to go station to station, and it's old school White Sox baseball.
We'll see. We'll end up seeing what happens with this. The game does ride itself a lot of times. I mean, there are unquestionable moments in baseball history where you look back and it's either a dead ball era or a live ball era, and people were questioning the game and asking what was going to be done and what needed to be done. And in some cases, rare, they did make changes, but usually the game writes itself. So I'm kind of waiting for that turn.
I think it would help, though, if let's say that you have a foul ball and then the pitcher fires, or the catcher gives the next clean baseball to the reliever or the starter, and the clock starts down at 40 and it's just in the bottom right hand of the screen. You got something then. I mean, we all do go crazy when the play clock is down to 10 seconds. And we go, get the play off.
Let's go. You got to pitch.
In baseball, you're just kind of like, is he ever going to throw this?
You could do it. Hour number 2, forthcoming. Stay with. Because Eddie hit a home run just like the old Gordos.
Jeff, I'm sitting right here, man. Why do you always speak about me in the third person?
Loving the new Gordos.
You gotta quit singing, man.
Got the outside deck. When the weather shifts, I'm gonna sit outside at the new Gordos.
Are we ever gonna get there? Can you speed up, please?
Lots of TVs.
1460 Market Street.
Woohoo!
Seminole fans know barbecue, and Tallahassee's best southern barbecue is Willie Jewell's. Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue on Thomasville Road. Smoked on site 24 hours a day. Cooked low and slow the old school way. And every meal is served with a side of southern hospitality. And take advantage of the barbecue tailgate special. Pork brisket, chicken ribs, turkey, and wings with all the fixings to make your tailgate the place to pregame. Let Willie Jewell's take the stress out of your next tailgate or event. Willie Jewell's, 5442 Thomasville Road. Go Knowles!
Hi, Chris Kraft for Kraft Nissan, and the 2019s are arriving every day, including the all-new 2019 Altima. Pick 6 Savings has almost cleared out the 2018 Altimas, but we still have a good selection of 2018 Rogues, Pathfinders, and Muranos that are all $6,000 off. All 2018 Sentras are $4,000 off, and we have over 40 to choose from. 2018 Versa S 5-speeds are $11,995, and 2018 Versa S Plus Automatics are $13,995. And we've extended the $10,000 off all 2018 Titan and Titan XD, regular cabs, extended cabs, crew cabs, gas or Cummins diesel. All 2018 Titans are $10,000 off, and we will give you $2,000 over Kelly Blue Book for your trade. That's $10,000 off all Titans and $2,000 over Kelly Blue Book for your trade, or a total of $12,000 in discounts on every Titan we sell. But you better hurry. The 2018s are going fast. Kraft Nissan on Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco. Prices include dealer preparation charge.
Fall is here. You know what that means, right?
Yeah, colder weather and yard work, like raking leaves.
But, fall is also the perfect time to get your energy audit from the City of Tallahassee Utilities. That way, you can be sure that your whole home is ready for the cooler weather.
I can't afford that.
Yes, you can. It is a free service. An energy auditor comes to your house at a time that is convenient for you, examines your structure, checks your energy and water systems, and then recommends changes that could save you energy, water, and money.
They do all that for free?
Yeah. To help customers even more, the city also offers installation grants and low-interest loans and rebates for Energy Star appliances.
Wow, you can really pile on the savings with the City of Tallahassee. I'm going to call City Utilities today at 891-4968 to schedule my free energy audit.
Oh, and don't forget to check out talgov.com for more information about all the ways the city can help you save energy, water, and money.
Just like football, when it comes to the court of law, you're going to need a solid defense. I'm Michael D. Blank, attorney with the Law Office of Jose Fernandez in Tallahassee. At the Law Office of Jose Fernandez, there is never an upfront fee, and if we don't recover, then you don't pay anything. Our team is dedicated to handling all types of accident, injury, negligence, malpractice, and wrongful death cases. If you're unable to come to us, we can come to you day or night. Call us now, 855-HOSE-305, for your free consultation today. The Law Office of Jose Fernandez. We don't get paid until you do. Offices, Tallahassee, Miami. GRFinjury.com. Go Noles.
Car get caught in some gridiron action? Take it to Bob's Auto Repair and Collision Center. Now open at the new location on Lake Bradford Road. The new Bob's Auto Repair and Collision Center is still providing the best car care and collision service in town with the same great people, but now at a new state-of-the-art facility off Lake Bradford Road. Come check it out for a free collision estimate and find out why Bob's Auto Repair and Collision has been rated #1 with FSU students in Tallahassee for over 35 years. Bob's Auto Repair and Collision Center, 2293 Lake Bradford Road. Don't let your car get stuck on the bench this season.
License number MV01209.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One with a preview of Thursday Night Football from the desert. Week 7 of the NFL season gets started when rookie quarterback Josh Rosen and the Arizona Cardinals play host to the Denver Broncos and their new signal caller, veteran Case Keenum. Join Kevin Kugler and Tony Baselli for the call to find out who gets the much-needed win. And hear the NFL all season from Westwood One.
Thursday Night Football on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Tallahassee's sports monster. Driving every day from the AmeriGas studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is 97.9 ESPN Radio. WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Here's what's happening. Derek Anderson will start at quarterback for the Bills on Sunday against the Colts. Rookie QB Josh Allen has an elbow sprain, will not play. Reportedly, there's concern that Allen will miss multiple weeks. Coach Sean McDermott said today there is no plan for Allen to have surgery. Eagles left tackle Jason Peters, dealing with a biceps injury, will practice this week. Appears to be on track to play versus the Panthers on Sunday. Philly running back Darren Sproles is day-to-day with that hamstring injury. Crucial Game 5 of the National League Championship Series today for the Brewers and Dodgers, with the series knotted up at 2 games apiece. LA sends Clayton Kershaw against Milwaukee's Wade Miley. Kershaw, who gave up 5 runs on 6 hits in 3 innings in the series opener, needs to change the way he pitches to succeed, believes ESPN's Pedro Gomez.
Kershaw now is a guy that is not a guy that can just blow it by a hitter anymore. He's 90 to 92 with his fastball. But the other day he had 22 strike counts, and there was only 1 swing and a miss by Brewers hitters. So he's got to be able to pitch now rather than throw.
Milwaukee's added righty Zach Davies to their NLCS roster, replacing the injured Gio Gonzalez. The decision means if the Brewers advance to the World Series, Gonzalez can't be on the roster because a player replaced due to injury in one playoff series is required to sit out the next one. Astros seek to tie the ALCS up at 2 games apiece when they host the Red Sox in Game 4 tonight, 7:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Charlie Morton makes his postseason debut against Rick Porcello. Carmelo Anthony will make his Rockets debut tonight against the Pelicans, 8 Eastern on ESPN Television and the ESPN app.
Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Hour number 2, Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. Hello. Woohoo! Online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live via the streaming free. Always. It's one thing you miss the most about being 9 or 10 years old. Can you pinpoint it?
Well, the first thing that came to mind was the innocence of Saturday morning cartoons.
That's funny. I did think, because we were talking about this, my wife and I were talking about this the other day, about the kids get up a lot of times. So we don't let our boys play video games during the school week. So they can't play, and it pisses them off, but I don't care. Anyhow, so that's the way that works, right? That they can play.
Gee, damn it, Dad.
But they can play on the weekends. Well, the exception is Friday. I count Friday as the start of the weekend, so Friday when they get home, they can play. But they get up at butt o'clock on a Saturday to play those games. And I said, the great lament I have is that they'll never know the joy of leaping out of bed as a child to watch Saturday morning cartoons. It was appointment television. And we have these conversations about sports all the time. I think we're oversaturated. You know, the NBA started last night, and I watched some, and I'll watch for betting purposes. But it used to be a big damn deal. It was appointment television to catch the NBA over the weekend because you couldn't get it otherwise. So as a kid, that was your only chance to see some of those teams on the West Coast because they'd have a doubleheader. And so it was always, on the East Coast, it was the Celtics a lot of times, or later on, obviously, the Sixers in Detroit and Chicago. But you would in the Knicks once upon a time. But you would do that, but you'd never get to see Portland or Houston. And they had the Twin Towers. I remember wanting to see the Twin Towers. I remember that was like a big deal. And then watching, of course, like I said, the Lakers or Seattle or Sean Kemp. And things like it was a big deal. But now you can watch any game anytime you want. I guess I'm not lamenting that, but because there are 4,000 different choices to watch whatever you want, when you want, there is no such thing as this moment where we all kind of are bonded by this show or this time slot. And when you were a child, man, it was cartoons.
It was the cartoons, and you go back for a second bowl of cereal. It was like the freedom to go back and get that second bowl of Captain Crunch. That's the first cereal that comes to my mind when I'm thinking about watching Saturday morning cartoons. And in afternoons after school, too, you come home, I'd make a bowl of popcorn, you'd throw some Orville Redenbacher in the microwave, and then I'd watch the Batman animated series, which was something that we all watched in my grade school. We all talked about the episode the next day at school, but, everybody watched that.
I watched the cheesy TV show in reruns, the live action, the actual one. I watched
Adam
it all,
West,
yeah. Watched it all the time. Loved it. I was like, ooh, so, I'm going to watch. And I don't know why, because you go back and watch now, you go, what in the world? This is ridiculous. But Saturday morning cartoons is a good answer. High on my list. That and being on a BMX bike, riding around all day. Just you and in the breeze and wherever you were going. Like nobody reported to anybody.
Yeah, for me that was the hockey net in the driveway and just on the skates. Got my parents one year for Christmas. They got me a CD player, Jeff, which was like a boombox with a CD player.
Big deal there, huh?
It was a big deal.
Yeah.
And I get to listen to music, which was Jock Jams. That'll date me to the 90s.
No.
Hey, you're a kid. Jock Jams was awesome. And then you're just playing hockey all day.
I shot hoops in the front yard all day. And I was always counting it down, and I was always hitting the baseline 3 to win it, or at least attempting one. And I, too, had a boom box, but it was a tape tape
Had
deck.
cassettes,
had
yeah.
a dual cassette, so you could tape.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Record function.
Yeah, record function, right. And I can remember when I first heard Billy Squires' Everybody Wants You, and I placed it up on this chair and would listen to that, and my next-door neighbor was hot, and I used to hope that she would come outside. Yeah. And I'd hear the door open. I go, oh, she's coming out. I was always excited because I knew she'd come over and shoot hoops with me.
Different generations. For us, it was I hear somebody signed on to AOL Instant Messenger in middle school.
Did it make a sound?
And I hoped it was one girl in particular, and
never was.
And then when it was, you go, ooh, now what do I do? I got to say hi. Now I got to say hi.
Well, our kids will never also have the experience of getting the courage up to walk over to the phone against the wall or wherever it was in your house when you had a landline and you pick it up and dial those 7 digits and then hit the last one after you've paused to decide what you're going to talk about, what you're going to say,
and
what
you
you're
got to
going
talk to her dad who picks up inevitably.
Oh, and it's awkward, and and then is Christine home? Yeah, that whole thing. But I remember before you'd press the final number. Doop, 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 doop. Doop. And then it was, like, oh, it's ringing.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll also never have to hear and experience the frustration, the agony of a phone line that is busy for 2 hours because of chatty girls who then leave you into your own, mind to think over and over again, your own imagination. Who's she talking to? I bet she's talking to Steve. Steve beat me to the phone call, and now she's not going to be able to talk because she's been on the phone for 2 hours with freaking Steve.
That son of a...
That bastard Steve took my time because her dad's going to be mad. Now she's got to do homework, get ready for bed. I got no time. Steve.
I can tell you there are different ways the kids enjoy sports now. My nephews, one of them in particular is a sports nut, and he will DVR any game that he can get on. So he surprised his parents about a year and a half ago, where the capacity for their DVR, they had maybe 4% left. Like, what the hell do we have?
Yeah,
and it's just full of NFL and college football games. And they're wondering who taped these, and it's my nephew Parker.
He's just taping every game?
Will wake up early on. Even he's early riser already as a kid. So Monday through Friday, he'll be up at 5 or 5:30. He's going to wake up, he goes down to the DVR, and he watches every sport he can get. It replaces SportsCenter.
Right.
So instead of SportsCenter for him, he's just watching all of the games.
I actually miss SportsCenter's highlights and just the shows that we liked. They revolutionized the way that we took in sport, and then it was gone. And now it's just a mess.
As I got older, in the summers, I would stay at my buddy Paul's house, and we'd be, playing pickup sports all day long. Whatever you did in the summer. It's high school. And we would watch Baseball Tonight. And how great was Baseball Tonight?
Well, and I'm going back even further for the weekends and thinking back of This Week in Baseball, which was incredible. I loved This Week in Baseball.
And, maybe I wasn't in high school. Maybe I was in college. But, we had some vino. You'd enjoy it. We had vino, and we watched Baseball Tonight. It was the most odd combination.
That is bizarre.
Well, that's what they had in the household.
You're going to do what you got to do.
All right. Having some Zinfandel tonight, so be it.
I'm wondering how our field is going to look for this weekend's game against Wake Forest. Isn't that a strange concern? We have so many other concerns for this team, and I'm with you on that. But at the same time, our field, the last time we saw it, looked terrible. It was a mess. It was just one divot after the next, and I'm wondering, have we got this problem fixed?
That's a great question. And I believe the forecast right now, so it'll be different by the time we actually kick off, is mixed on Saturday. It could be either way, but they are calling for some rain. Buddy, if you believe the reports yesterday, I forget which one I read it on, but they said that there was resodding being done. Okay. You're going to resod Tuesday before a Saturday game?
Well,
and you got back-to-back home games.
Yeah, so that delay actually, no, it is a legitimate concern. Look, man, it's one thing to look pretty bad on the field or to be going through the transition that we're going through, but come on, man, we can upkeep the field here. I don't want to be embarrassed looking out on our field. It's something you should have, great pride in.
I think it was a 24/7 report. But, yeah, if you have, an absolute mutter of a track, you got injury concerns, and then also it's just, can the field not be a symbol for where we are as an athletic program?
You thought the same. You took the words out of my mouth. I thought the same thing. I go, well, that's only right. There it is. There we go. We're playing on this sorry track, and that's what we've earned. That's what we've got here today. Yeah, no. Come on, give me something a little bit better than that. I'll be watching closely. I am really geeked for the game because it's stay ahead of schedule Saturday. Stay ahead of schedule. Got to stay ahead of the chains. Get to 4-3 so that you can be 4-4. Now, you're not going to get to 5-4. I think that the staying ahead, we're going to fall behind the chains at some point.
So if the analogy follows, then a win this week would put us at 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. Yeah,
2nd and 7 maybe.
2nd and 6.5, somewhere in there. Yeah, this is doable. Also, for what you want to see on the football field is, again, the elements of what worked against Miami in the run game had me most encouraged. There weren't a lot of things about that football game that encouraged me because, again, in the second half, when you look at it, just look at yards per play in that game. We really didn't move the football that well. You had one good drive. It was the 58-yard drive to open the scoring. That was really the best drive of the afternoon.
We had field position for once.
Yeah, and we did a good job of cashing in Miami's mistakes or forced mistakes. Obviously, Brian Burns had something to say about it. So, there were opportunities, and we took advantage of almost all of them. But as it pertains to, establishing, back-to-back possessions where you drove the football, it didn't happen. Didn't happen at all. UMass 45 yards in the second half. You really don't do much. Now, I'll grant you a huge play was taken off the board, but really didn't do much of anything. And the one thing that I took out of that game, besides the fact that we should have won it, could have won it, and we're this close to winning it, was, as we said earlier this week, Cam Akers looked like Cam Akers for the first time this year. And that had me buoyed. And the fact that we ran the ball in the middle of the field, ran the ball up the gut between the guards for a stretch of time there and established 4 and 5 yards. There was a physical element to what we were doing where, listen, that travels. That kind of stuff will work, and it will take a lot of pressure off the passing game. Now they're going to honor you. Play action comes into play. All of that stuff lessens pressure on DeAndre, who's not doing a good job of handling that right now. So if we can further that and see that, and we ought to be able to do that against Wake Forest, then I am going to be buoyed, and I do hold out hope for the outside possibility of an upset of either NC State or Notre Dame. And make no mistake about it, it will be an upset if we beat either one of those two teams. There is a very dangerous stretch here. Winning this game is vastly important, as stated earlier, but you play Clemson, NC State, Notre Dame. You won't be favored in any one of those games. You could very easily lose 3. If you lose all 3, 3-game losing streaks tend to affect the psyche of players and coaches and fans, and you just wonder where your head's at coming home, the penultimate game against Boston College, who's physical, and now you got to buck up and have some pride and toughness to you and confidence, where it will be hard to have any on a 3-game losing streak if, in fact, it plays out that way.
Yeah, there's a lot to happen between now and the Boston College game, but given the lack of success they have, if you can stop the run, I do like that matchup more and more every week. But for the same reasons, I'm looking at the development of these teams. I like the matchup against NC State less and less every week because they have a quarterback who doesn't turn the ball over and can get the ball down the field accurately if he needs to. So it's interesting how, on the eve of the season, you might feel one way about Boston College and NC State, and then quite the opposite by the time you're actually getting to where those games are being played. But none of it matters in the grand scheme of the bowl discussion if you don't take care of business this weekend. You have to take care of business this weekend. Right.
I'm getting nervous again. Damn it, man. I should not be nervous for Wake.
An elimination game.
Wake is odd. Wake is odd in that they always seem to come up at a crucial period in time for Florida State sports, good or bad. So I brought up the sod on the field. The Wake game was always the game we feared the most because for the longest time when we played Wake on the road, their field was a god-awful mess, and we had twisted ankles and torn knees, injured running backs. Every time we played there, I would hold my breath. And now I'm wondering about our field, and here comes Wake. And, of course, Wake was we were on the wrong end of 30-0, which brought about change, which was a good thing, I guess, in retrospect. We had the Jimbo debacle where he decided off a bye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, always freaking Wake.
At Sport Clips Haircuts, we're on a mission to help our veterans with their education. In 2013, we established the VFW Sport Clips Help a Hero Scholarship Program. With the help of your generous donations, we've raised nearly $5 million and awarded more than 1,000 scholarships across the country. Visit Sport Clips today and help a hero. And on Veterans Day, November 11th, Sport Clips will donate an additional $1 for every haircut we give. Help us continue this honorable mission.
Hey guys, is it time to get your hair in the game? Time to claim your spot! Then it's time to check in online at sportclips.com/check-in for a fresh cut, legendary hot steam towel and massaging shampoo. So do your hair a favor by checking in online and arrive just in time for your Sport Clips MVP haircut experience while you surround yourself with sports on TV. Get in line online at sportclips.com/check-in. Time to claim your spot!
This Day in Sports, brought to you by Superlube, 19 Tallahassee area locations. Quick, convenient, no appointment necessary. Get your history lesson weekdays at 5:30 during the Jeff Cameron Show, right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Yo, this is your cup holder talking. You know me, the little round thing between your car seats. Now, listen, we need to talk. Now, I normally have a nice cold bottle of Mountain Dew in me, but at the moment, I'm empty. That's right. No Mountain Dew. Nothing in here but a couple of quarters and a dime. Those 60 cents have been freeloading a ride in me for weeks now. I really don't want to be seen like this. A fully capable cup holder like me just carrying your loose change, it's embarrassing. It's beneath me. Look, I'm not made for loose change. I'm round like a bottle of Mountain Dew. Glistening, cold, and delicious. I'm made to keep Mountain Dew within reach at all times, so you're never far from that incredible bold citrus kick whenever you need it. Just inches from your hand, all snug and secure where it won't tip over or roll under your seat or get hot in the sun. So find a store already, grab some Dew, toss it back, then place that bottle where it belongs, and put that loose change back in your pocket. That's what pockets are for. Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
Nature Valley wants you to think of the last granola bar you ate. Could you see granola, nuts, berries, anything? At Nature Valley, our ingredients are right there to see. The only thing you can't see? How much you'll love it. Granola bars made with whole grain oats and real honey. Simple, honest ingredients your taste buds will love. So for energy that goes where you go, try a snack from Nature Valley. Nature Valley.
Hey everybody, it's Brendan from Panic at the Disco. While on tour, I've been spreading some good in the neighborhood with my friends at State Farm. State Farm's Neighborhood of Good makes it easy to give back to your neighborhood. It feels so good to give back, especially when it's something you're passionate about. If you just dedicate the smallest amount of your time, the amount of impact you can have, it's unreal. State Farm is making it easy to give back. Go to neighborhoodofgood.com. Just put in your zip code, find a cause, and show up.
Looking for a new place to watch your favorite sporting events? Hobbit American Grill with 3 locations to choose from. Just show them your stub. That's right, your ticket stub from any local sporting event for $1 pints and $3 crafts. BOGO Mondays every Monday with 50% off specials. Like or follow on Facebook to get all the details. PS4 tourneys, trivia, karaoke, darts, and more. Lots of daily lunch specials under $8. Happy hour specials daily and happy hour all day on Friday. The Hobbit American Grill.
I used to post to job boards,
only to sort through tons of resumes,
just to find a few candidates for
my sales team,
my hair salons.
That old process was not smart.
Then I went to ZipRecruiter.
Its technology scans resumes for me to find the right people
and actively invites them to apply.
So I get qualified candidates fast. Smart.
See why ZipRecruiter is rated #1 by employers in the U.S. Try it now for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Based on Trustpilot rating of hiring sites with over 1,000 reviews.
Kevin Kugler here from Sunday Night Football on Westwood One. Hall of Famer Rod Woodson and I will have the call from Arrowhead Stadium as Patrick Mahomes and the 5-1 Kansas City Chiefs return to primetime to face Andy Dalton and the 4-2 Cincinnati Bengals. Both are looking for a bounce-back win after suffering losses last week. Join us and hear the NFL all season from Westwood One.
Sunday Night Football on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Tallahassee's sports monster.
Tallahassee has always loved the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachia Parkway for its delicious food, cold drinks, and Vegas wall of 8 50-inch flat-screen TVs. Now, the Corner Pocket gives you a new reason to start off every week at the CP. Monday Night Mania. Enjoy 50-cent wings and $5 domestic pitchers of beer every Monday night from 7:30 till 11 p.m. That's right, 50-cent wings and $5 domestic pitchers as you enjoy Monday night on the gridiron. The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill and Monday Mania. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
You're listening to The Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio, also on Twitter at J Cameron Show. I didn't know there were still Tennessee fans out there listening to the Jeff Cameron Show, but there are. I haven't offended them all. One noted in an email to JCS at 979ESPNradio.com, "Hey, Jeff, love your show." Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that, Barry. I love that your name is Barry. Hey, Jeff, love your show. Big Vols fan here in Tallahassee. Can you give the Vols a little love for that win over Auburn? Thanks. Barry. All right, Barry. Way to go, Rocky Top.
Refer to him as Senor Cameron from now on.
Shig-a-dig-doo, Barry. Little Rocky Top. Hey, maybe that is a a turn the corner signature victory for Hull Par Ho.
Certainly was a W, which changes things. Just, any kind of morale at all would be nice. And so they got
something, anything, right? What does Tennessee have this week? Alabama. There's a loss. Good thing you beat up.
You hear that game right here?
Oof.
Coverage begins at 3 o'clock.
How bad is it by halftime? I'm going to give you, here you go, a little in-show.
All right. I'm going to tell Director Matthew the number I think you're going to drop here. All right.
Did you do it?
Yep.
Well, how about I do it this way? Would I give you, golly, Bama lately. Where's it played?
I'll check.
That matters.
That does matter.
It does matter. Yeah, give me where they're playing this week.
Bama's better on the road.
Yeah, it's
Nick hates the fans at home now.
He does. He's just got to find reasons. He just contrived crazy, silly reasons. I'm trying to think.
It's in Neyland, so it's
okay
on the road for Alabama.
Volunteer Navy will be there in full force, pumped up. I'm gonna get okay. This is how I'm gonna roll here for you, buddy. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you Tennessee and 28 for the half.
I have to take it because the number I gave Director Matthew was 26.
So you were pretty close, yeah. 28. I'm gonna give you 28. So you'll take Tennessee and 28 for the first half.
I have to. I wouldn't choose to, but I have to.
Okay. I forgot about with Tennessee, and it's just so perfectly Tennessee. When Butch Jones got fired after he was 4-6, Brady Hoke took over as head coach and went 0-2.
Wait a minute. The emailer was asking for some love, sir.
No. But how perfect was that Brady Hoke took over and promptly went 0-2 for his 2 games as head coach at Tennessee? Lest we forget, that happened.
He'll get you there.
Ooh, I like the running game. That's him, my man. Anyhow, Pruitt's 3-3.
Hanging in there. Hanging tough.
Hanging tough.
Won the games he had to.
Listen, if they go 500,
I don't know.
They're not going 500.
They got Bama. They already played Georgia, right? So that's out of the way. They already played Florida. So who they got left? They got Vandy at the end of the season.
Whom they don't beat. They've lost 5 out of 7 to them. Here come the reminders, Tom. Here we go.
Man.
So, yeah.
All this man wanted was a little bit of credit.
Well, I'm giving him some credit. It was a great win. It was a
caveats
shocking,
left.
shocking win indeed. Here's their schedule. All right, so they got, as you noted, Alabama this weekend, and that's a surefire loss. Then South Carolina on the road.
Woo, that's a war.
That's a loss. Then they get Charlotte. Why are they playing that game on the road? Why are you playing Charlotte on the road? What in the world?
I have it as a home game over here.
This is weird. I don't think this is. Are they hosting Kentucky? Or are they on the road to Kentucky?
It says it's a home game on ESPN.com.
Okay, well, then they screwed up on Volunteers football site.
They're hosting Kentucky.
Okay, they're hosting Kentucky. They're hosting Missouri, and then they go on the road to Vandy.
Correct.
All right, well.
Probably set the over-under at 5.5.
They're 3-3. They'll be 3-4 after this weekend. Probably 3-5 after the following weekend. Then they're 4-5. Then they're 4-6. Then they're a toss-up game against Missouri. Toss-up game against Vandy. Ooh, buddy, I don't know.
Boy, Kentucky's got a 14 next to its name. Can you believe that?
Yeah, they're going to put a beating on Tennessee. It's a mismatch.
They got Vandy this weekend. That's kind of a weird game.
Kentucky does?
Yeah, it's in the Bluegrass State.
Well, we're already frustrated by Vandy. I would have said, come on, Vandy, but they've let us down too many times, buddy.
Yeah.
I just, I don't know.
The third down defense, man, is killer this past weekend. Florida, I mean, they're on their own 15-yard line before halftime. It's 3rd and 6, and then they run whatever it is, a little swing pass.
And then boom.
65 yards later, they get a field goal before half, and for whatever reason, that field goal felt like the momentum completely flipped.
It shouldn't be this way, but my father does this, and I think it's maybe part of getting older. I don't know, because sometimes it feels this way to me because we root for a professional franchise that features down and distance revelatory calls every week that you're just going, well, 3rd and 16, they'll convert because they do. That's what's going to happen against us.
That's what this defense
But
does.
my dad watches teams convert against us on 3rd down, and you thought they committed, an atrocity. He cannot handle it. If somebody converts on 3rd and 5 or more, it's conniptions. He's just, what are we doing? It was 3rd and 7. What in the world? I'm like, Dad, people convert 3rd and 7. It's not that hard. It wasn't 3rd and 24, but it's like our bullpen. He equates giving up a 3rd down conversion with a closer blowing a save. He's that angry. And he does the thing when you have a bad closer where you assume they're going to blow the game because you have a bad closer.
Sure.
He does the thing we do as a Bucs fan, but he does it for the Knowles. If it's 3rd and anything, he goes, well, they're going to get this. I don't even know why we bothered to get a stop on 1st and 2nd down. And I go, Dad.
We all know that guy in the stands, don't we?
Well, he doesn't say it in the stands. He
doesn't?
But I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe to you. It's like he's not yelling it for everybody to hear.
Okay. Yeah.
He'd probably turn to you and be like, oh, they're going to get this. 3rd and 8.
That's the look he'd give too.
Yeah,
you got that down.
So he does it all the time, and I get mad watching games with him. Oh, Dad, you're trying to win 1st and 2nd down so that you can make them predictable on 3rd down. Well, what the hell good does it do? We never get a stop anyhow, and that's what he does.
Yeah, I probably wasn't a pleasant guy to watch the Bucs-Falcons first half with this weekend. My poor girlfriend, because every time they were in 3rd and long, I was that guy. Yeah, not loudly. I was like, that doesn't matter. It's 3rd and 10. Somebody's gonna be wide open. Doesn't matter. They're calling runs to work on runs. That's the only reason the Falcons are calling runs. Because if they were calling to win the game, they would just throw on every play. But here we are, 3rd and 10, and they're going to convert, babe. Watch.
Oh, no, that's true.
Wide open receiver,
wide open receiver,
wide open receiver.
Well, and you can – it's true. I told you the one drive was 2nd and 10, 2nd and 10, 2nd and 10, 2nd and 10. They just kept – they didn't even wait to 3rd down. They converted there, and then they would do nothing on 1st down.
Yeah.
They'd run some sweep. Something ridiculous, and because we actually have good linebackers, we'd blow up the play in the backfield, and then it'd be 2nd and 10, and then they'd throw the ball, and they'd convert easily.
It's like playing the video game, and you know the computer has exposed something, but the computer doesn't know that it has, right? We've all been there playing NCAA football or Madden, and you're like, ooh, they figured this out. Well, I hope they don't figure this out anymore. Then they call a run the next play, go, oh, thank God Ask Madden doesn't know what the hell it's doing. And that's what the Falcons were doing.
I forgot about this.
Remember Ask Madden?
I forgot about Ask Madden. Yeah. What are you?
It's like 3rd and 12. How about a draw? What?
No,
We're down 4. It's the 4th quarter.
I'm not running a draw, John. That's why you're out of coaching.
Ask Madden. This is the worst thing ever.
They want to fire Gruden out there. I'll tell you what. They're
nice use of I tell you what. I'll tell you what, man.
Yeah.
They want my freaking job.
They do. I also laughed aloud when I saw that Derek Anderson got signed less than 2 weeks ago, less than 10 days ago, and he's starting this weekend. They're like, look here, Nathan Peterman. I'll grab a dude off the street and start him. He doesn't know the offense. He's never looked at our playbook but before this week, and he's starting this Saturday because that's how much better he is without knowing the playbook than you are knowing it.
Can I say, upon hearing that news, that I was so relieved
that he's out of the division?
Well, that the Bills are not playing the Bucs this weekend.
Oh, no, Derek Anderson would have been a Hall of Famer if he got to play the Bucs every week. Then again, every quarterback in the league the last few years would have been a Hall of Famer if they got to play the Bucs every week.
But that freaking guy.
Oh, I know. Dude, he would roll in here like he owned the stadium. He was like, oh, playing Tampa, here comes a win. And he looked good doing it.
I'd tease that line to Buffalo minus 13.5.
Jeff Cameron Show 97.9 ESPN Radio. The specials are heating up at Cornerstone Tool & Fastener in October. Buy a Makita brushless premium 5-amp-hour kit with 2 batteries and get a 6-amp-hour battery free. Plus, get your choice of the following: brushless recip saw, circular saw, half-inch impact drill, or a Bluetooth radio. Get rid of the gas with the Makita outdoor power equipment. Buy a brushless chainsaw or blower kit and receive 4 5-amp-hour batteries and a dual bay chamber. Cornerstone Tool & Fastener with 2 locations to choose from: 1110 Stuckey Ave and 3269 Crawfordville Highway. Tallahassee location open on Saturdays 8 until noon.
Hi, this is Peter Bond, owner of Jerry's Cigar Shop. Jerry's has been a local favorite for cigar enthusiasts for the last 25 years. We have the largest walk-in humidors in town, filled to the brim with an amazing cigar selection. Relax in one of our leather chairs and enjoy an ice-cold beer or a glass of wine with your cigar. Jerry's is a great place to watch sports on our big flat-screen TVs and offers a comfortable setting for lively conversation. Visit our original store on Scherer Road or our new second location on Cary Forest Parkway. We hope to see you soon.
Hey sports fans, who's on your Mount Rushmore of baseball? I'm going with Ruth, Cobb, Aaron, and Mantle. Football, I've got Bradshaw, Peyton, Montana, and Brady. In basketball, Jabbar, Jordan, Bird, and LeBron. This debate could go on, but when it comes to the Mount Rushmore of personal injury law in Tallahassee, the choice is clear. Fonville, Lewis, Messer, McConaughey. Recently voted Tallahassee's best law firm, so avoid the underdog and go with the favorite. Fonville, Lewis, Messer, McConaughey.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-519-TERM. 866-519-TERM. 866-519-TERM.
French one of the 5, touchdown FSU!
Fans, single-game tickets are on sale now for all remaining home games, including Wake Forest, Clemson, Boston College, and Florida. Simply click on Seminoles.com or call 888-FSU-NOLE to get yours today. Help create a true home field advantage by being in the stadium, cheering on the Noles. Attend them all or choose from the remaining home games versus Wake Forest, Clemson, Boston College, or Florida. For more information, visit Seminoles.com.
Touchdown FSU! Touchdown Florida State!
Scott Graham here from Westwood One with a preview of Thursday Night Football from the Desert. Week 7 of the NFL season gets started when rookie quarterback Josh Rosen and the Arizona Cardinals play host to the Denver Broncos and their new signal caller, veteran Case Keenum. Join Kevin Kugler and Tony Baselli for the call to find out who gets the much-needed win. And hear the NFL all season from Westwood One.
Thursday Night Football on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Tallahassee's sports monster.
Escúchame, it is the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
The Bills are the most constipated thing I've ever seen in sports.
Wait till you see the Niners.
No, the Niners. Beathard was winging it all over the place.
Oh, yeah. No, the Niners are always a lifer back to cover.
No, I don't know what the Bills are doing. The Bills should be relegated.
More constipated than the Grizzlies offense?
Oh, come on, no way. All right. What's more constipated? Put it on the poll, Guillermo, at Le Batard Show. The Bills, the entire franchise, the Jacksonville offense, or the Memphis Grizzlies offense?
Or Andy Reid?
That doesn't seem fair. He seems regular. We put a lot on Andy Reid, but bowel issues, I don't have them. I'm sorry. I don't think it's fair. I think his bowels work just fine. They're a flume of lubrication.
The Dan Le Batard Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Here's what's happening. Derek Anderson will start at quarterback for the Bills on Sunday against the Colts. Rookie QB Josh Allen has an elbow sprain, will not play. Reportedly, there's concern that Allen will miss multiple weeks. Coach Sean McDermott said today there is no plan for Allen to have surgery. Eagles left tackle Jason Peters, dealing with a biceps injury, will practice this week. Appears to be on track to play versus the Panthers on Sunday. Philly running back Darren Sproles is day-to-day with that hamstring injury. Crucial Game 5 of the National League Championship Series today for the Brewers and Dodgers, with the series knotted up at 2 games apiece. L.A. sends Clayton Kershaw against Milwaukee's Wade Miley. Kershaw, who gave up 5 runs on 6 hits in 3 innings in the series opener, needs to change the way he pitches to succeed, believes ESPN's Pedro Gomez.
Kershaw now is a guy that is not a guy that can just blow it by a hitter anymore. He's 90 to 92 with his fastball. Look, the other day he had 22 strike counts, and there was only 1 swing and a miss by Brewers hitters. So he's got to be able to pitch now rather than throw.
Milwaukee's added righty Zach Davies to their NLCS roster, replacing the injured Gio Gonzalez. The decision means if the Brewers advance to the World Series, Gonzalez can't be on the roster because a player replaced due to injury in one playoff series is required to sit out the next one. Astros seek to tie the ALCS up at 2 games apiece when they host the Red Sox in Game 4 tonight, 7:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Charlie Morton makes his postseason debut against Rick Porcello. Carmelo Anthony will make his Rockets debut tonight against the Pelicans, 8 Eastern on ESPN Television and the ESPN app.
Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Fined by Major League Baseball for the shenanigans at first base. Aguilar probably should have turned and just beat his ass, but it is a playoff game. So
that's the hard thing, though.
If you're going to try to clip my Achilles, we're going to have a problem.
That's, in hockey with the Tom Wilson stuff that happened throughout the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have the guts to suspend the guy for a long enough time to curb the behavior, and now he gets 20 games in the regular season. So watch Machado, first time something happens next year in the course of 162, get suspended for 5 or 7 games. But you don't have the guts to suspend him for today's Game 5. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be something that's real. 10 grand or whatever it is, 50 grand, who cares? To him?
Yeah, that's
the
nothing.
contract he's about to sign?
Mike Puma, your boy from the Post, covers the Mets, must have been in the locker room because after Yelich finished answering questions about Machado in which he called him a dirty player, seconds later he walked from that locker room talking to somebody else and said, loud enough for everybody to hear, F that. Oh, he had a lot to say. Yeah. And you're right. Nothing will happen. He's fined, and it's not probably enough money to make a dent. If he didn't have so many moments like this, whether it's throwing the bat or any number of other things that he's done over the course of his career, or even in this series, you'd just say, well, maybe he got emotional in the heat of the battle, whatever. I don't know if he's got a prior history. But it's every other week with this guy, and he's a really great player. And you're right, anybody would want him, but it just gets old. And that's why I was saying, you throw at him. You can't in the playoffs, but next year in spring training, just collectively hit that dude 57 times in spring training.
Dude, I'd still want him in Flushing if we weren't poorer than me as an organization. That would be awesome. But you're right. It just, what it comes with, and you got to be able to stomach it. But I don't know what else they can do if you're the Brewers. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Man, he looks lighter. He looks 15 grand lighter when he steps into the box.
Well, anyhow, that play elicits a fine. They don't suspend in playoffs. I'm not so sure it was suspendable, but if you do take his past history into play, then it probably would be. You're right. It's the beauty of hockey is that's regulated.
Not as much, unfortunately, anymore. The instigated rule is a bit of a deterrent. But if it is egregious enough, they don't give a damn about the instigator. No, we'll take the 2 minutes. Somebody's
going to get hurt. And there are guys who are designed specifically to do the hurting.
Yeah. Again, not like the 90s, but there is somebody on every roster who
that is only there because
the elbow. They never can seem to tuck it in to their side.
Always, yeah. It's just a guy. You're like, well, there. That happened. That's going to happen. And I like when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
When you see the shift and you go, oh, okay. Retaliatory actions are forthcoming.
If you come from outside the sport and maybe sit down with me on that night, or it's like sitting down next to somebody for a boxing match. It's the old bit that they were doing on Levitard. Mm-hmm. Like you just probably want to watch boxing at home. If you've got a mixed group of friends and it's a fight between
Bomani Jones' observation.
Two backgrounds, you may just want to stay the hell home so everybody's a friend.
Which is crazy because it's funny. Boxing is probably the last sport where that still holds true. Maybe MMA, I suppose, too, where people who are otherwise level-headed, rational, non-racist people say crazy things in a match.
Oh, I think the Olympics might work for that.
That's jingoistic. That's usually country to country. It's not.
Oh, you're talking about ethnicity specifically, race and specifically.
Yeah. When fist fights are happening.
I'm kind of like somebody in ancient Rome, though, when there's a guy who's been just egregious and is trying to injure somebody else and he gets away with it. Now, if something befalls him, like a really bad injury, somebody takes out his feet from beneath him and so he's going to hit his head on the ice.
Doesn't it bother you?
I cheer. I cheer for that.
Well, I got in trouble over the years for saying there are times that I absolutely, and I know that people cringe when they hear this, root for certain players to get hurt. And I'm just being honest with you. I do. If you're a bad guy who's done a lot of bad things to people, to other human beings, and I'm not talking about between the white lines where it's a little questionable whether that was late or not, or the angle you took or something. I'm talking about where it is over the top egregious. If you're Bill Romanowski, and you lead with the crown of your helmet under the chin of a quarterback 17 times during the course of a season, and you hurt people, injure people, have people thrown, miss 8 weeks because you are trying to hurt them. Mm-hmm. Every time you hit somebody, you are trying to hurt them. And then you blow out both Achilles on an illegal hit from behind or something. I go, good. I'm glad you're hurt.
Yeah.
I hope when you come back, your first game back, you get hurt again. That's yes.
Yeah, Eric Lindros had a history in hockey, and when Scott Stevens took him out, I didn't shed a tear. I was actually quite pleased. And
was Lindros a dirty player?
Lindros was entitled and dirty, yes.
I was going to say he was concussion prone.
Now,
but
he was also one of the toughest sons of guns. He could back it up, and referees would separate him from a fight because he would kill somebody.
He'd hurt somebody.
He would really. He gets his hands on you. You're
in trouble.
Big trouble. But he took liberties with that, and if somebody did step to him, he would actually back off. And so it's just there was this. He would use the protection he was given, and he would be a dirty player as well. So when Scott Stevens comes over the middle and it's shoulder to head, and that's the end of your career, well, it happens, man. You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Every sport has, and its players and fans know this too, unwritten rules. It's not just baseball. And codes that are understood by the combatants. And I always find that to be a fun thing to talk about because sometimes that's regional. Like what happens in the South may not be what happens on the West Coast, may not be what the rules are in a pickup game in the Northeast. But it's wise to understand them at all times, no matter where you are, because that's an oath almost that you're taking upon stepping out onto that court or that field or whatever that might be. It's understood you're committed to this, and everybody gets it. And in a weird way, it is, without question, defining your terms in the sport, what's okay, what's not, what's permissible in terms of committing fouls, penalties, anything that is outside the rules. Those things are going to occur in every sport. So those are fine lines, but they're all understood by the players. And it's funny because instantly you know when one of those rules have been broken. For example, in any sport, no matter the sport, across the board, this is true of just drinking at a bar too. The code is you can't spit on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how mad you are. You can't spit on somebody.
Right. But you react different ways for people who are, who've earned a reputation. For example, use basketball. If somebody has a swinging elbows a little bit loose and they catch Draymond Green in the chin.
Oops.
And he's down for the count.
Oh, well.
If it were Tim Duncan, people,
you
would be mad. You say, what the hell is that Bush League nonsense?
Well, we've identified habitual line steppers now, especially when it comes to the weird phenomenon in basketball that started about 10, 15 years ago where people just slapped cojones for some reason.
Draymond.
Well, but yes, before that, it was what's his name now with Houston, the point guard. I'm totally drawing a blank now. Their point guard, who's really good.
Chris Paul?
Yeah. Chris Paul was a habitual line stepper. Even in college, he'd slap the boys. What are we doing here?
Yeah, that's not what we do.
That can never happen. Yeah. That can never happen.
Oh, we had it happen on our hockey club, Hedman, against the New Jersey Devils last year.
Man.
He went between the boys. And but you know what? The first time he was in front of a microphone, he admitted it, and he said, I'm so sorry. That's not the way I play.
It sucks. There are some apologies that just aren't going to be accepted. You have to say it.
But some dudes say, I didn't see it. Like some guys, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's much worse.
But he looked at, why does it go? He's like,
that can never happen.
I went and found him. I apologized. I don't know. I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you have to go to the other locker room after a game and say,
and
man.
If he punches you just kind of have to take it.
Nobody's going to take it and punch, but I agree with you. That's crazy.
One time. Just one.
You get one punch?
You get one.
To the face? No. Nobody's getting freebies on the face.
If you go after the boys and you're really sorry about it.
No, you're talking about what's right. I'm saying that guy has a right to punch you. I'm not letting him punch me. I'm not going to go just put my face out there to get punched. I'll go apologize. The second you throw a punch, we're fighting.
No, what I'm saying is if he hits you, is that
no? You got to do the hitting on the ice or on the court or on the field. There's no after the game. I'm just sitting in my locker.
You can't. If it's just one, you go, all right. I understand. And
these are grown ass men. If 220 pounds walks up to you and punches you in the face, you're knocked the hell out. He might break your jaw. You're not sitting there just getting hit.
As a little guy.
Well, okay, but I'm still saying these are professional athletes. They got a little something for you. I'm not getting hit in the face. I know why you think that the guy would want to. He should want to, and he should try to exact his revenge, I suppose, but I'm not letting him. You'll get my apology. You don't get to punch me. But you can try, and let's go. And I don't blame you for trying. I'm not even mad. I just got you, but I'm not going to let you punch me in the face.
Must be that I just have an incredible chin for these things that it doesn't matter.
It's the Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Manassas Real Estate. When Jesse accepted a new job in Ohio, once again they had to turn to Joe. This time, though, they needed to sell 2 homes, their personal house and a rental property. The rental went under contract and was sold in a matter of days, and their personal residence is currently under contract with a Joe Manassas Real Estate buyer. Tallahassee, you need to know that you have an experienced and effective agent who can expose your home to the most buyers by creating a marketing and offer strategy that works, and he'll ultimately negotiate for you the most money possible. It's Joe Manassas of Joe Manassas Real Estate. Joe guarantees to sell your home at a price and deadline that you agree to, or he'll have it bought for cash. Call Joe to find out more about this phenomenal program. And not only that, working with Joe doesn't obligate you to a thing. If he's not doing his job, he'll let you out of your contract free and clear. But don't worry, that never happens because Joe sells homes quickly and for top dollar. Call the only real estate agent I would call if I was selling my home. That's Joe Manassas of Joe Manassas Real Estate. Call Joe Manassas today at 850-888-0888. That's 850-888-0888. Or online at manassas.com, MANAUSA.com, and start packing.
Games for Less, the only locally owned and operated gaming store in town, has Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used video games and game systems. The future of video gaming is at Games for Less, where they have both the PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to trade in your old systems and elevate your gaming experience now. Games for Less is also your headquarters for the best in retro gaming. Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super NES, or Sega Genesis, you name it. They got it at Games for Less. Games for Less, the Super Walmart Shopping Center on Appalachia Parkway. Give them a call today at 850-219-3535. That's Games for Less.
Eat, sleep, fish. Mike's Marine Supply and Skeeter Boats want to get you out on the open water. They're your local Skeeter dealer, custom rigged with Yamaha outboards. Stocked with a full line of Skeeter boats from the Bass to the Saltwater Bay Series, Skeeter has been recognized for 18 consecutive years as the leader in customer satisfaction for fiberglass outboard boats. Check in at Mike's Marine Supply for the spring specials starting soon. Located at 1296 Coastal Highway, Panacea, Florida, call Mike's Marine at 984-5637. Online at mikesmarinetallahassee.com.
Do your hair a favor by checking in online and arriving just in time for your Sport Clips MVP haircut experience while you surround yourself with sports on TV, a great cut, massaging shampoo, and a hot steam towel. Claim your spot today. SportClips.com/check-in.
This football season, cater your tailgate with Guthrie's. Guthrie's is a family-owned and operated restaurant that has been proudly in business for over 50 years. Since 1978, everybody has been falling hard for those golden fried chicken fingers, crispy fries, buttery Texas toast, creamy coleslaw, sweet tea, and of course, the signature sauce. Guthrie's is perfect for a school night dinner, tailgate party, or both. 2 Tallahassee locations, North Monroe Street or 1818 West Tennessee. Guthrie's Chicken, creator of the original chicken finger box and sauce.
Don't just listen to The Jeff Cameron Show. Watch it live. The Jeff Cameron Show Streamcast. Live weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. Head to ESPNTallahassee.com today to watch live or catch up on demand. The Jeff Cameron Show Streamcast. Brought to you by Nice Tire and Auto, your trusted Goodyear dealer.
Nice Tire and Auto, just minutes away from FSU campus.
Just like football, when it comes to the court of law, you're going to need a solid defense. I'm Michael D. Blank, attorney with the Law Office of Jose Fernandez in Tallahassee. At the Law Office of Jose Fernandez, there is never an upfront fee, and if we don't recover, then you don't pay anything. Our team is dedicated to handling all types of accident, injury, negligence, malpractice, and wrongful death cases. If you're unable to come to us, we can come to you day or night. Call us now, 855-HOSE-305, for your free consultation today. The Law Office of Jose Fernandez. We don't get paid until you do. Offices, Tallahassee, Miami. GRFinjury.com. Go Noles.
Hi, I'm Chris York with Monogram Art. While our name mentions monograms, we are a lot more than that. We offer a full line of corporate apparel to businesses and organizations, and we carry clothing brands such as Cutter & Buck, Nike Golf, Port Authority, and caps from Richardson, Outdoor Cap, Ahead, Yupong, and many more. We have the ability to create custom embroidered apparel that your employees will be proud to wear. So swing by our showroom at 2522 Capitol Circle Northeast or find us online at monogramart.com. Let us help you wear your brand.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
So your pick, the quest for 8-8, Cleveland, of course, just got thumped, and now we have them.
Well, I mean, my priorities are obviously with the Bucks.
Oh, I'm not talking about who you're rooting for or what you think. I'm asking you, what do you think happens here?
I think the Bucks are in a good position. It helps to have a guy like Carl Nassib who knows everything that they were trying to install. That might be worth a couple of points here or there. But one thing the Bucks did quite well this weekend against the Falcons, and I think it was a little bit of smoke and mirrors earlier this season, they ran the ball well. But the Bucks were facing a ton of good run defenses to start the season, also with Fitzpatrick at quarterback. Jameis is going to check you into better plays, and you're facing worse run defenses. I think Cleveland, I looked it up yesterday because I want to see Peyton Barber is one of my guys, so should I start him? They're in the bottom 6 or 7 in yards per rush.
God, anything you could do to eat clock and keep our defense off the field. Obviously, we love the ability to throw off a play action with Jameis, and really that's any professional quarterback, but especially one who's as good as he is, and I'll take that. And it keeps our defense off the field. Yes, please.
Yeah, so for that reason, I think we might be in business. And also, just for Cleveland's sake, they've got a case of the drops. They drop so many passes of Baker's week to week that if they're going to be self-destructive on offense, because they will be open, but if they're going to be self-destructive on offense, and we have the ability to run the football with consistency, that's going to open up the pass game. Cleveland's pretty good against the pass. So if you can establish,
get it rolling, baby.
Get ahead of the chains and put Jameis in command, you got a great chance to win this game.
Agreed. Jeff, email on Chris Paul. Remember, boys, he was assaulting man Jules back in the ACC days. Just ask NC State's Julius Hodge. Yes, I couldn't remember who it was that got the slap treatment.
Is there a clip of it? Did he send a link?
You can find it.
Okay.
When we go to break here in a second,
yeah,
pull up Chris Paul, Julius Hodge. He's done it in the NBA. He's done it in college. Habitual line stepper, which is a shame because he's a good player. But he will slap the Jules.
If I find it, we'll put a link out on the Twitter page.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody get ready to cringe. Final hour forthcoming. Stay with.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
CGC 042221. CCC 049350.
Hi, Chris Kraft for Kraft Nissan, and the 2019s are arriving every day, including the all-new 2019 Altima. Pick 6 Savings has almost cleared out the 2018 Altimas, but we still have a good selection of 2018 Rogues, Pathfinders, and Muranos that are all $6,000 off. All 2018 Sentras are $4,000 off, and we have over 40 to choose from. 2018 Versa S 5-speeds are $11,995, and 2018 Versa S Plus automatics are $13,995. And we've extended the $10,000 off all 2018 Titan and Titan XD, regular cabs, extended cabs, crew cabs, gas or Cummins diesel. All 2018 Titans are $10,000 off. And we will give you $2,000 over Kelly Blue Book for your trade. That's $10,000 off all Titans and $2,000 over Kelly Blue Book for your trade, or a total of $12,000 in discounts on every Titan we sell. But you better hurry. The 2018s are going fast. Kraft Nissan on Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco. Prices include dealer preparation charge.
French 1 of the 5, touchdown FSU!
Fans, single game tickets are on sale now for all remaining home games, including Wake Forest, Clemson, Boston College, and Florida. Simply click on Seminoles.com or call 888-FSU-NOLE to get yours today. Help create a true home field advantage by being in the stadium, cheering on the Noles. Attend them all or choose from the remaining home games versus Wake Forest, Clemson, Boston College, or Florida. For more information, visit Seminoles.com.
Touchdown FSU! Touchdown Florida State!
Welcome back to Ask the Doc from the Rug Doctor Institute of Clean. Next caller.
Hi, Doc. I just got an estimate from a carpet cleaning service, and apparently it includes cleaning out my wallet.
Their $99 special turned into $299.
Exactly.
That's bad math, but I have good news. Rent a Rug Doctor today at your local supermarket and deep clean your home for a fraction of what it costs to hire the pros, starting at $29.99 a day.
Thanks, Doc.
Rug Doctor today for a cleaner tomorrow.
Football is in the air, temps are hot in Tallahassee, and so are the deals at Kevin's Fine Outdoor Gear. Regardless of the score, you still need to stock up on all your outdoor needs to get the job done. Kevin's is the area's top outdoor retailer, featuring thousands of hunting supplies from top manufacturers in the business. If hunting's not your thing, shop their great fishing tackle selection, including Shimano, G. Loomis, St. Croix, and much, much more. Need tailgating supplies? Kevin's has the largest selection of Yeti products in North Florida. Find them at 3350 Capitol Circle Northeast, just south of I-10 exit 203. Only minutes from FSU.
Thursdays are Friday Eve, and that's a reason to celebrate. No matter what you're looking for, they've got you covered every Thursday down in College Town. Centrale offers 50% off select pizzas all day, every Thursday. Or you can stop by Township for Taco Thursday. $2 house tacos, $2. Madison Social offers the Social Agreement. You and a buddy can split 1 Aurora wings, 2 Madso burgers, 2 bourbons, 2 proof Madison Socials, all for just $40. See what they did there? And don't worry about parking. Plenty of spaces available in the parking deck or surrounding lots. Check out all the Thursday College Town deals right now on ThursdaysInCollegetown.com.
Driving every day from the AmeriGas studios in the capital city of Tallahassee, this is 97.9 ESPN Radio, WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Here's what's happening. Derek Anderson will start at quarterback for the Bills on Sunday against the Colts. Rookie QB Josh Allen has an elbow sprain, will not play. Reportedly, there's concern that Allen will miss multiple weeks. Coach Sean McDermott said today there is no plan for Allen to have surgery. Eagles left tackle Jason Peters, dealing with a biceps injury, will practice this week. Appears to be on track to play versus the Panthers on Sunday. Philly running back Darren Sproles is day-to-day with that hamstring injury. Crucial Game 5 of the National League Championship Series today for the Brewers and Dodgers, with the series knotted up at 2 games apiece. L.A. sends Clayton Kershaw against Milwaukee's Wade Miley. Kershaw, who gave up 5 runs on 6 hits in 3 innings in the series opener, needs to change the way he pitches to succeed, believes ESPN's Pedro Gomez.
Kershaw now is a guy that is not a guy that can just blow it by a hitter anymore. He's 90 to 92 with his fastball. But the other day he had 22 strike counts, and there was only 1 swing and a miss by Brewers hitters. So he's got to be able to pitch now rather than throw.
Milwaukee's added righty Zach Davies to their NLCS roster, replacing the injured Gio Gonzalez. The decision means if the Brewers advance to the World Series, Gonzalez can't be on the roster because a player replaced due to injury in one playoff series is required to sit out the next one. Astros seek to tie the ALCS up at 2 games apiece when they host the Red Sox in Game 4 tonight, 7:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Charlie Morton makes his postseason debut against Rick Porcello. Carmelo Anthony will make his Rockets debut tonight against the Pelicans, 8 Eastern on ESPN Television and the ESPN app.
Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Final hour of the Jeff Cameron Show, at least for today. Thanks for tuning to it at a fine Paul's Big Wednesday to you and yours. I'm Jeff. That's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live. Via the streaming free always. Don't miss anything. But, hey, man, sometimes you miss things. I understand. It happens. That's why we post the program, all 3 hours of it. In fact, upon the conclusion of the show, both to iTunes and in our own audio vault. Man, Adam Vinatieri has 2,535 points scored in his NFL career. If he scores 10 points this weekend against Buffalo, he'll be the all-time leading scorer in NFL history. Dropping pants for a long time, man.
He is. He's on the fantasy squad, and the reason I picked him up was because I happened by a preseason game, and he made a 57-yarder. And I thought, wow.
And he's ancient, just like Matt Bryant making 57-yarders against us to cover the spread.
I like reliable kickers who play indoors for home games and can make some long kicks, and he still has the leg. It's incredible.
No truer words have ever been spoken than I like reliable kickers. That is true. Just random things I like in this universe. Reliable kickers.
There's a show shirt.
There it is.
Huh?
Yeah, I like reliable kickers. Me too, friend. Somebody at the end of the bar utters those words. You go, that's right. Buy that man a drink. He is right on target with that one.
The show shirt could be wide goalposts, and in between it says the words in blocks. There it is. I like reliable kickers in between. There you go.
You just sent me the Chris Paul punches Julius Hodge in the boys clip there on YouTube, I see.
Sure did.
Ouch.
Did you have to reach?
No, I didn't reach because I saw the clip and I knew you were going to do it because I saw you eagerly typing away on your computer over there during the break, and I thought, it's coming. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get the clip, and I'm going to see it, and it is something. But you could go find like 5 of these, I think. I think he has a long history of ball punching.
That's not what you do.
No. It's surprising he hasn't been straight up yoked. Like that's a license to just clothesline a dude the next time he's trying to go for a dunk or a layup. In his case, a layup. But yeah, I mean, just take him out.
Yeah,
just take him out.
Where's the insurance commercial for that?
And I think when I called him a habitual line stepper, I do believe it became a habit. Like his act of frustration. Yeah, sometimes we all have crutches, and whatever it is we're doing in radio could be a word or a phrase, could be anything. But there's also reactions you have when you get angry. And he was a guy for a while. They're just steady slapping Jules. Like, that was his thing.
Grayson Allen, is one of those two.
A tripper.
He'll trip you.
He couldn't wait to trip somebody. He was all about some tripping. It's just bizarre.
That's a great phrase. He's all about some tripping.
He is. What's wrong with that boy? He's all about some tripping.
It's that highlight I can remember seeing, being appalled at, and all that stuff. But I'd forgotten that I've seen it. I'm getting to that age where I'm like, oh, I remember this clip, and it's from when I was an adult when I saw it.
You're talking about the Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when I said it, I could see you were racking the brain. Like, is he oh, yes, he is. I had forgotten about those egregious acts. That's who he is.
Unfortunately, getting to that age where I have adult memories that I don't remember. Not something I saw as a kid.
Yeah, that's actually scary when you're like, that happened when I was 36, and I'm 47, so damn it. Yeah, I remember I'm glad I remember Chris Paul was a habitual line stepper.
That thing's not going to work out this year. Houston had a chance last year. If he was healthy, they would have won that series. But now they got Melo. Ariza's gone, and they got Melo. In what world is that an upgrade?
Yeah.
They don't need more offense.
No, they don't. Yeah. Well, I was watching the Sixers last night. I was watching how badly they missed Bellinelli, and I was thinking to myself, they're going to miss him. I didn't realize that he was that good. And, oh, by the way, Fultz sucks. He sucks. And they have to look right over there at Tatum just going nuts and think to themselves, Fultz sucks.
Why don't you just have us face him on opening night, Christmas, every primetime game so we have to be reminded?
That freaking guy. Imagine, how good the Celtics are. I mean, Kyrie Irving was like 2 of 14 last night. He was terrible.
Yeah.
That actually is something to watch. That Celtics team's good.
They are good, and we knew about Tatum because we got to see him up close and personal.
He's a badass.
He was a badass, he was
period,
hardly talked about as the number 1 overall pick. There was a little bit of buzz, but then once you got within a week, nobody was talking about him as a number 1 overall pick. And I heard Stan Van Gundy on today with Lebatard. He says, well, I always thought he was the best player in the draft. I always thought he was the number 1 prospect. And you could tell that Stan... He has his own kind of skepticism, and he says, you can ask people in the organization in Detroit, just in case. I said that night. We weren't in a position to draft any of them.
Right.
But that was the guy. He could just do everything, and if he developed a shot, then you're in trouble.
There are a lot of good young players right now. The league does have some things going for it. It's just that you have this giant as the season starts that you can safely assume is going to win the NBA title, and there's nobody that you can see on the horizon capable just yet of beating them, and that's never good. It's a little bit like we've talked about now for the better part of a year with Alabama and the situation. Look, it's not sour grapes. I get it. We talk about dynasties and teams that dominate the landscape of sports all the time, and it's good to have somebody as the benchmark that everybody's shooting for. There's nothing wrong with having, a Celtics in the 80s with the Lakers or the Yankees in baseball or whatever it might be, New England, obviously, in the NFL, for people to chase. But it's not good if there isn't a balance of power somewhere in there that you think has an honest chance of beating somebody. So when you have very few teams, women's basketball was plagued by this for the longest time, where the sport got better, athleticism got better, execution of fundamentals got better, and it became something you could watch where the difference between men's basketball and women's basketball wasn't so telling as to be very difficult to call it the same sport. I mean, there was a time where it felt that way. It's lessening all the time. Women's softball, the rules changes, things that have happened there.
That was a blast.
Yeah, that was a blast, and that's exciting, right? That's good. I like that. I want more on my plate, not less.
Need the ball and play more in softball, but hey, man,
in baseball, too, currently.
What a fun 10 days, 2 weeks,
nuts.
Whatever that was.
Yeah. And it piqued an interest a little bit. But when you start an 82-game season and well, at least you have every year recently which 2 teams were going to play in the finals and who was likely going to win. That ain't good because all of this is just for what? Now, for me, it's for things off the field. But it's they do have a lot of young talent worth tuning in to watch. I mean, the Greek Freak's fun.
Well, and that's why, again, 2 references in one segment. I apologize. But Lebatard was laughing about it earlier this week when he said they couldn't wait. They couldn't help themselves. They're promoting opening night of the NBA season, and all they're talking about is where's Kevin Durant going to play next year. But isn't that the NBA's problem right now? Mm-hmm. Is that the most compelling storyline is not who will win the title. Oh, we already know who's going to win the title. But if KD goes here or if KD goes there, then what happens to the balance of the power in the sport?
Not good.
But you got to play 82 in a 2-month playoff.
Right, and it's tough because as soon as you basically admit that there is no toppling that giant, what's the point? We're running around in circles. What are we doing?
Have been for years.
Yes. Now, the East is wide open for business now. This is fun.
Yeah, it's about empire building.
Right.
And that's what's going on in the Southeast in college football right now. That's what keeps our interest, is we're trying to be in a position to help ourselves rise to a place where we can challenge Clemson. And then if we can challenge Clemson, then we can be a contender in the college football playoff.
Yeah. Right now, everybody's chasing Alabama. We know that. The team closest to being consistently in that same stratosphere is Ohio State and Clemson. Everybody else is just kind of playing to get beat by them, and we're not even sure this year features those two teams as viable candidates, which is a troubling aspect of the sport. Again, this weekend's games, there are any number of interesting games. You have a rivalry game between Michigan and Michigan State. We've talked about these matchups, but it just feels a little bit like you're playing out the string, because in the end of the day, what are you jockeying for? You're trying to gain leverage, get into position to get killed. And that's not fun for anybody.
Sure. For us, we're so low on the ladder right now that we're trying to put ourselves in position to be the best team in the state.
Well,
and to
oddly,
win recruiting battles, which keeps it really interesting. It's like being a fan of a team that's completely out of it, but you get to see the young kids play. And it's like, okay, I know that this season's lost, but tell me that next year there's hope, or tell me that 2 years from now we've got some pieces to work with.
But imagine, now see, that's true, and we'll always be interested in Florida State football for many reasons. But I wonder, let's say you went to school somewhere else like Maryland. What?
Tragedy aside?
Oh, right. No, I'm just speaking of schools that have no chance to win a national title in football, but they're a Power 5 team.
How about your favorite school, Purdue?
Yeah, I like Purdue. I like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
I'm trying to win 10 games.
You're trying to go to a bowl every year is all you're really trying to do.
Like a national title for me is winning 10 games. How cool would that be? Because along the way, that means I get one or two major upsets. And so we're the talk of college football. It's not about hoisting the trophy. It's about being the talk of the sport for a week. That's our moment.
Yeah, that's a toughie, man. Like going to UVA, like my nephew is at UVA Law, and I went up there and visited, and I've talked about their fans. They're kind of unique. But anyhow, there was a time in my youth where Virginia could theoretically put together a year that sees them play for a title. I mean, it doesn't happen, but they were at one time ranked number one, and you could make a plausible argument for them to have a great season and perhaps wind up with one. I mean, Georgia Tech, Colorado, BYU, all these different teams. It just doesn't exist anymore, and that's not good. I think it's better for the sport, just like we're talking about basketball. If you have 10 teams, 8 teams that could legitimately win a title, oh, man, I'm watching every night. Because home court's going to matter, and playoff positioning is going to matter. Jockeying for division, all that's going to matter.
Right.
Yeah, but you don't. And in college football, we're one of the halves, because when things are operating at peak efficiency here, we can win titles. But if you could go to Purdue or Baylor or where, no, right. You cannot.
No, the sport needs a couple of things to happen. And I'm not rooting for this, so please don't. I'm just being blunt. Nick Saban either needs to go to the NFL, retire, or die. And that would open the door at Alabama. And I'm serious. This is where Alabama is, and this is where Nick Saban is. As long as he's in the game, they're the favorite, and it's not even close. And they're the prohibitive favorite this year. They're all-time
Well, they got a damn quarterback, and that is a problem.
Short of that, if he's here for the next 10 years, then you got to expand the playoff to give somebody else.
Well, they probably will, but
because then making the playoff is a successful season. See what I'm saying? Like now more teams have a playoff berth to shoot for.
But it is anyhow. It is, period. If you make a playoff.
Well, like Washington or Michigan State in the last 5 years.
That was incredible.
Yeah,
right?
That's big for them.
That's an amazing run.
Oregon, what an accomplishment.
Let me tell you, though, if from where we sit right now, my God, the thought of making the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm humbled enough to say yes. Oh, please. Thank
goodness.
We
made the playoff, right? Yeah. Where you sit today.
Next year, this team was in a position to make the playoffs.
It's insulting how excited I get when I hear that, because we're Florida State. I shouldn't feel that giddy about it.
But remember that it's not just where we're at right now. It's that we lost 6 games last year. We lost 3 games the year before that, 3 games the year before that. The losses were mounting. You had 12 losses in 3 seasons. You were averaging 4 losses a season over the last 3 years. Damn it, man. That's just an average-ass, middling, mediocre.
That's Virginia Tech.
That's just somebody that's whatever. I don't think about them very often.
That's NC State.
It's Wisconsin's under the tent of suspicion. Now, the difference is we won a title recently.
Wisconsin. Yeah, 29 in a row. We didn't lose one game in 29.
Not at all. No. Won the national title. Went undefeated. It was great. Wisconsin doesn't do that. But now we're in that position where I'd take Wisconsin's record any given year, because that's we're down here. We're just all looking up, buddy.
Yes, we are. And nobody is fortified other than Alabama and Clemson right now that would really threaten us. Florida's not. Miami's not. Georgia, we cross paths and for some recruits, but not all of them. So you've got an opportunity. That's the urgency of the moment, and that we can be distracted with that right now. But if it was that we were good enough to win the ACC, but we're just going there to get demolished by Alabama, we wouldn't be as interested in this season. We could have a 2 or 3 game better record right now. But if we knew, like Notre Dame fans, have they convinced themselves that they have any chance to beat Alabama? Of course they haven't. There's no way any reasonable Irish fan thinks they can win that game.
I guarantee you they think they could. I mean, they should.
They do?
Buddy, Notre Dame fans are...
Well, you get my point.
I completely get your point.
The idiocy of Notre Dame fans aside.
No, what I would say, if you're a team capable of making the college football playoff, then you probably have convinced yourself by now, hey, in a one-off, we're good enough to hang with you. A couple turnovers, anything can happen. That's what you would tell yourself.
I need Tua to get hurt. That's my only hope.
I agree with you. Listen, so yesterday, a guy tweeted at me where he says that I was belittling Florida's achievements, and that if Florida State was sitting there 6-1 and they had beat a couple ranked teams along the way, including the top 10 team, I'd be talking about them as a potential national title contender. And I disagree with him. That's simply not true. If you consistently listen to the show, you know that I can rip us as well as praise us. Yes, I'm a null. I make that abundantly clear. If you're good, and I'll tell you you're good, even if I hate you. So if you're Miami and you're good, I'll say you're good. If I think you're terribly overrated or average at best and your record is not indicative of what you truly are, I'm going to say that too, right? So it's all across the board. I don't think Florida's very good, but they're having a good season. There's a difference. I'm not belittling their success. In fact, if I'm a Florida fan, man, it's roses every morning I get up. We're 6-1.
Right, because of the equity this might allow for you to have in living rooms.
Yes. Oh, listen, but I'm not delusional. I don't think Felipe Franks is any good just because we're 6-1. I don't think that we're on the cusp of becoming a playoff team because we're 6-1. I'm just really happy that this guy's come in and got us playing competent football. We're able to get what we can get out of what we got offensively. We haven't done that in years. So if I'm a Florida fan, I love Dan Mullen. I love the season we're having. I just stopped short of ever believing we're anywhere close to where we need to be to compete with an Alabama who's in our own conference, let alone for a national title. No, they're nowhere close. They're not much better than 3-3 Florida State.
Right.
They're plus 12 in the turnover margin. They have one of the best turnover margin statistics in the country. Florida State's 100 and something. There really is literally about the only difference. That and their offensive line, hard to believe, is certainly, along with every other offensive line in the country, better than ours.
Win this game this weekend. Stay ahead of the chains.
That's all that's it.
Get a win over BC or somebody else, surprise us in that stretch of 3 in a row against NC State or Notre Dame, whatever. And you're setting up a title fight here.
Oh, that game
Saturday after Thanksgiving.
That game at the end of the year, if you have 5 wins, is going to be awesome. Like, it's hard to believe that we walk into that stadium with a 5-6 campaign underway and think, man, this is going to be awesome. Because I believe that will be a heavyweight fight played by 2 teams that aren't
in the
bona fide
contenders.
Right, yeah. Hey, before we take this break, real quick, I want to give an update here. Florida State defensive end Janarius Robinson, man, you guys have all seen this all over social media, I'm sure. His house was blown away, and his family rode out the storm in Georgia when they returned to Panama City. It was complete destruction, and you may have seen he tweeted out how devastating it was to see the house he grew up in ripped to shreds, etc. They started a GoFundMe page, which is great to help out, and Florida State fans and others have more than done that. It's awesome to see. They've easily reached the $50,000 marker there. I think I saw about $50,000 already raised in less than 24 hours. Well done. Well done. Good work.
Just to see his comments there this morning at practice when the media was asking him several questions about what it was like. And that's just such an awkward position for both the media and the player. But the player, he's there. He's going to tell his story. And to hear that was his home, that was his mother's home as well, that she grew up in.
Yeah.
I mean, you just think about all the memories and all the priceless things.
It gives you the chills.
A house is a house. I understand at the end of the day, if you need to get out, you get out. And they did. They got to South Georgia. But there is something that you can never, ever replace. And so for Florida State fans to step up in mass, that's really, really heartwarming on a Wednesday.
It's good stuff. It's one of the better stories that we get a chance to read. I mean, emerging out of the sadness. By the way, don't forget, it's that time, right? We say it frequently. Thursdays are Friday Eve and all that, and we tell you about it during the week leading up to the specials. Township for Taco Thursday, all that good stuff. Let's start with our friends at Madison Social offering the social agreement. That's right. It's good times. You and a buddy can split one order of wings, 2 Madso burgers, 2 bourbons, 2 proof ales, all for just $40. Centrale offering 50% off select pizzas all day, every Thursday, 50% off. Township for Taco Thursday, $2 house tacos. Boom, you got it all. Fit for all ages. Parking has been solved, by the way, if you were wondering about that. It's been a prohibitor for a lot of people going over there. It's now free. There's no hassle to find a space. Great food, great service. ThursdaysinCollegetown.com for more details. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
You know what? It's time you level up your lemon lime with clear, refreshing Mountain Dew Ice. We get it. You're used to a certain kind of lemon lime experience. But why settle for this when you could have this? You want a fist bump that ends in one of those fake explosions?
Hey, Charles.
Or a fist bump that ends in an actual explosion?
Hey, Charles.
Want to pull up to the party on this? Or arrive in this? Take this last second shot? Or make the last second shot? Make this musical request? Or this one? So yeah, you can keep drinking the same old, but we think you'll like the exploding fist bump, last second shot, showing up to the party properly way to lemon lime, right? Mountain Dew Ice. Clear, refreshing lemon lime, redefined.
Makita cordless specials are heating up at Cornerstone Tool and Fastener in October. Buy a Makita brushless premium 5 amp hour kit with 2 batteries and get a 6 amp hour battery free. Plus, get your choice of the following: brushless recip saw, circular saw, 1/2-inch impact drill, or a Bluetooth radio. Get rid of the gas with the Makita outdoor power equipment. Buy a brushless chainsaw or blower kit and receive 4 5 amp hour batteries and a dual bay chamber. Cornerstone Tool and Fastener with 2 locations to choose from: 1110 Stuckey Ave and 3269 Crawfordville Highway. Tallahassee location open on Saturdays 8 until noon.
Hey everybody, it's Brendan from Panic at the Disco. While on tour, I've been spreading some good in the neighborhood with my friends at State Farm. State Farm's Neighborhood of Good makes it easy to give back to your neighborhood. It feels so good to give back, especially when it's something you're passionate about. If you just dedicate the smallest amount of your time, the amount of impact you can have, it's unreal. State Farm is making it easy to give back. Go to neighborhoodofgood.com. Just put in your zip code, find a cause, and show up.
Car get caught in some gridiron action? Take it to Bob's Auto Repair and Collision Center. Now open at the new location on Lake Bradford Road. The new Bob's Auto Repair and Collision Center is still providing the best car care and collision service in town with the same great people, but now at a new state-of-the-art facility off Lake Bradford Road. Come check it out for a free collision estimate and find out why Bob's Auto Repair and Collision has been rated #1 with FSU students in Tallahassee for over 35 years. Bob's Auto Repair and Collision Center, 2293 Lake Bradford Road. Don't let your car get stuck on the bench this season.
License number MV01209.
French 1 of the 5, touchdown FSU!
Fans, single game tickets are on sale now for all remaining home games, including Wake Forest, Clemson, Boston College, and Florida. Simply click on Seminoles.com or call 888-FSU-NOLE to get yours today. Help create a true home field advantage by being in the stadium, cheering on the Noles. Attend them all or choose from the remaining home games versus Wake Forest, Clemson, Boston College, or Florida. For more information, visit Seminoles.com.
Touchdown FSU! Touchdown Florida State!
FSU fans know where to get the best barbecue. Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue, 5442 Thomasville Road. Old School Barbecue, cooked low and slow. Find out for yourself what all the buzz is about. And when it comes to tailgating, Willie Jewell's does it best. Get the barbecue tailgate special: pork, brisket, chicken, ribs, turkey, and wings with all the fixins. Ready to make your tailgate the place to pregame. The football team has new blood, but when it comes to barbecue, it's old school. Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue, 5442 Thomasville Road. Go Noles.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services.
800-316-4761. That's 800-316-4761. 800-316-4761.
Mm-hmm. You smell that?
I smell football.
No, dude, that's Mellow Mushroom.
Football season is in the air, and Mellow Mushroom is cooking up all their favorites to help you do tailgating right. Don't drag out that grill and cooler. Just load up your tailgate crew and leave the preparations to them. With daily food and drink specials, plus loads of TVs and cool AC, the closest place to the stadium is also the best spot in town. Come before the game to fill up on homemade pizza, subs, and calzones, or come after to celebrate another Seminole victory with a full bar, huge selection of domestic, import, and craft beers, and a restaurant full of passionate Seminole fans.
This Day in Sports brought to you by Superlube. Superlube, 19 Tallahassee area locations. Quick, convenient, no appointment necessary.
This day in sports history. October 17th, 1989. While awaiting the first pitch of Game 3 of the Bay Area World Series between the Oakland Athletics and the San Francisco Giants at Candlestick Park, the area was hit by an earthquake, registering 6.9 on the Richter scale. Bridges and highways were destroyed, and more than 60 were killed. The series had to be postponed for 10 days.
Change your oil at Superlube every 3 months or 3,000 miles for a longer-lasting engine and better gas mileage. Change your oil at Superlube today, and for a limited time, you'll get a free car wash. Right now at Superlube, you never need an appointment. You'll be in and out in no time. And with 19 Tallahassee area locations, there's a Superlube just minutes away right now.
Boy, this place is sure convenient. How I love to Superlube my car, lube my car. How I love to Superlube my car. Yes, sir.
Broadcasting live from the AmeriGas Propane Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
You know, I don't know why, but, well, I think I do know why. Now that I say it out loud. Woke up this morning, Tom, early thinking about Florida State basketball. Another damning moment in the week for Florida State football. Again, it's nothing's changed in the last 24 hours. I'm still obviously all in for this, the importance of this weekend's game and what we're looking at this season. It's just, you know.
I think for all of the creature comforts things that were taken away last week, so these is the selfish category.
Yeah.
Not being able to do a broadcast from Florida State's basketball facility, which we were scheduled to do. Was,
probably today, right? Today or tomorrow, was that going to be?
Well, no, last week. It was supposed to be Wednesday last week.
That's what I mean. It would have been Wednesday of, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the top of the list. I've yet to do one in show history. You've done them for years and years, and it's something that technologically we've had some hiccups between the time we started ESPN and now, and it looked like we had everything ironed out, but then the storm hit.
Yeah,
it's very frustrating. I really wanted to do that.
Well, I mean, you know, there's a chance we can get over there. I know tonight the guys are going to welcome in Trent Forrest for Front Row Knowles and of course Tim Winnefeld. But I first of all, I love Trent, and he's just a fascinating player and person to watch, and he's continuing to develop. And I was looking at numbers from Trent Forrest, and of course that team last year. You know, he led the team in assists, steals, free throws made, free throws attempted, and defensive rebounds in the NCAA tournament. Oh, okay. Have yourself a time.
And he was a platoon guard for most of the regular season.
Yeah, he couldn't get completely healthy, then finally was. And, you know, I am anxious to see if he's developed a mid-range jumper. It's all that's missing. If it happens, by the way, you can't defend him.
Even a runner, if you just had a runner, something YMCA style.
He's strong as hell, too, when he's in the lane. They're good, by the way. The more I think about them, the more I think they're going to be good. Now, good's relative when you play in the best conference in America and everybody's as talented as a lot of these ACC teams are. You may be a 500 team in the conference. You may be a 10-8 type team in the conference. And so people are like, well, that's not great. Yeah, it is when you're playing Syracuse, Duke, Louisville, North Carolina, on down the road. I mean, that's what's going to happen. I mean, you play too many good teams.
Yeah, the number one thing, and what is it now? Just under 3 weeks from the tip-off against Florida. I believe that's November the 6th.
It's rapidly approaching.
So there you go. Is commitment to defense. That can go a long way in non-conference season in some of these ugly games for ACC play. If you are able to defend without Obiagu, I know, and that's really frustrating, but if you're able to commit to playing on that side of the court as you're going through some slumps, you're going to win those basketball games, and that improves your record and multiplies your record. That's something that developed late last year that we hope carries into the early part of this season.
It happened in the NCAA tournament, basically.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, they started defending, and really defending, like dominating teams.
Yeah, consider where they were, the one-and-done effort in Brooklyn against Louisville, right?
Oh, right,
in the ACC tournament.
Yeah. No, it was a turn of a switch. They went from being an average team that was going to make the tournament in a pivotal year. You needed to follow up your NCAA appearance from the year before in which you won a game and then got pasted in the second round. But it was finally checking the right box, and then you thought, okay, well, if you want to get the kind of growing fan support and momentum that the better programs in this league have, in which you create a real home court advantage, and certainly Florida State has one now, you got to keep winning games. You got to do something. And so last year happens, and we thought, just make the tournament. They make the tournament, but then go on that run, and I think in an instant, with that 3-1 record in the NCAA tournament, it's a spark that has turned now. You run into people around here. Look, Florida State basketball is never going to be bigger than Florida State football. It's never going to be the primary sport around here. It's never going to be something this fan base wraps its arms around in a way that I would like them to. But it can still be something like it was. I mentioned this before. When I got to Tallahassee in the early 90s, those games sold out. That was fun. You went to those games. And Hams had little pockets of runs where they're a good basketball team. Unfortunately, one of the weird things was when they were at their best and made the Sweet 16 that time, the weird thing that happened was that they didn't play a real inviting style. And so they were winning games, but they were 50-48. And even then, you couldn't create an energy with all those wins. And then they went away. They were bad, and he almost got fired. And then all of a sudden, they decided to do an about-face. Now they play a riveting style of basketball. And because they've gone to back-to-back tournaments, and because they change the way they recruit, change the way they play, change the way the game looks for fans, and then went on this run. They're that close to going to the Final Four, which, by the way, had they gone, they actually had a legitimate shot to go to. I mean,
to lose in the title game, but hell yeah.
Oh, my God, that's a crazy thing, right? Well, because all that is true, and they've recruited good players, and they play so hard. And by the way, I know a lot of the sports over there do a very good job with the stuff that we don't talk about on Sports Talk Radio and the stuff that really people who are passionate about sports don't spend a lot of time thinking about, which is, graduating the kids that are student athletes, keeping kids out of trouble, ensuring that they represent the university in an upstanding manner. I know lots of programs over there do that, whether it's basketball or baseball or golf or swimming or whatever it might be. But Hams sustained that for likely the longest. I mean, all those guys graduate. All those guys stay out of trouble. All those guys, and now they're winning a lot and playing a fun style. There's just nothing not to embrace about what they are, and I do think there's an energy going into this season where people, that's going to be a more sustained nightly support.
I hope so. This certainly wasn't for a do-or-die game at the end of the ACC slate last year.
That was weird. I don't know what happened there. I think it was a middling season, and people just thought, this team's not going anywhere. And, they're fickle. Look, we are a fickle fan base when it comes to basketball. We want the world. We demand the world of Leonard. And if it doesn't happen, we demand that he be fired passionately, like we're going to the games and have some sort of basketball IQ around here that's akin to Duke and North Carolina fans and the other blue bloods, right? And then when he does win and wins big and plays an inviting style and does all the other things I just described off the court, well, I don't know. This team, it's okay. Get the hell out of here with that. Look, that drives me nuts.
It's an incredible story because, sitting in front of a microphone for all of this time. With Leonard, I was at the old place of employment for the first run, which was really cool. I was a student before that where it was about time. They could have made a decision and nobody would have blamed them for absolutely making a change at the head coach position. And then we had the lull, which was funny because you were the conductor of the tournament train. We get to the FM dial. We can't make the tournament, right?
No.
So here we go. We're talking about, well, at least 99 is the floor, and then we're falling down and down and down.
Well, and I was consulting when we had the upset on the road against Duke with the big 3 in the corner. I'm like throwing my wife in the air going, I can't talk about this.
Exactly. And the ACC tournament championship also at the time.
All that, yeah.
Right. So we get back to the airwaves, and it's, oh, man, he whiffed on Wiggins, and you're trying to change everything about the principles of what you're doing, and you can't do that at this age. And then, bam, he does it.
It is a remarkable turnaround. You're right to bring it up in that facet because here's the deal. We talk about whether he's a good coach or a bad coach or his strengths or his weaknesses and all that. He would have gone out with a whisper. It would have been a sad way for a successful tenure to end over a choice like that.
Yeah.
Because you're right. On its face, it's absurd to do that. You're known for winning an ugly, defensive-minded game.
You're Wisconsin.
You have found ways to recruit kids who obviously lack a certain basketball skill but are tough and athletic and can defend, and you've gotten them to buy in to the rigors of playing defense because defense requires a lot of work. You got to move your feet. And you win that way, and then you go, nah, this isn't going to work, guys. And you do so on the heels of unsuccessful seasons, and you just decide, I'm going to abandon this.
We're going to go the one-and-done route, even though we haven't shown we've been able to bring those guys in with consistency.
Yeah, well, not only that, we're gonna get up and down the damn court. I'm tired of this. We're going to try to score 100 every night. Let's go. And we're going to embrace modern analytics, and look where we get our baskets from. They're either a drive in the lane or a 3, and or the free throw line. It's all what's Golden State.
Yeah.
And so you're like, okay, so we've just decided we're going all in the other way.
And if he pleases the masses of fans and he tanks from here on out, if he makes them so happy because they could not wait, they cannot wait. In spite of our successes, they cannot wait. It doesn't matter because this tenure is uniquely successful in that he's reached a Sweet 16 with a defense that holds opponents under 40% from the field. He's won an ACC basketball tournament doing the same. And then he's turned around, won 26 games 2 seasons ago.
Set a record.
Consecutive
home wins.
Consecutive home wins. We've had 2 home losses in the last 2 seasons.
It's the best in the country.
And he's gone to
literally. That's not like hyperbole. It's the best record in the country.
Gone to an Elite 8. Completely changing the philosophy.
Yes.
Now, some of the old tenants arrived right on time to get us to the Elite 8. But he built the program completely differently. We've had one-and-dones. We've had lottery picks.
It's fun.
It's weird.
It's also fun to watch. That's the other thing. And listen, they didn't call over here today and say, hey, can you talk some FSU basketball? We're a few weeks out. I just woke up thinking about it, and I thought about, well, and also the NBA's debut last night. I caught some of that. And really all I care about in the NBA regular season, we have this conversation all the time, is that you have a full slate of games to bet on. And I love to gamble. And so for me, welcome back NBA because totals are everything in the NBA and betting over-unders on totals. And, tonight, for example, I'll take Milwaukee and give a 1.5 as they make their debut against Charlotte. I like the Greek Freak in Milwaukee. I'll take them. But the point would be that, I'll do that. And I'm going to bet almost every night.
I think I'd rather bet on preseason NFL.
No, buddy. There are sure things in the NBA almost if you're consistent. But anyhow, we'll have that conversation off the air. But there's that, and then of course we welcome back the NHL and Big Daddy.
That I can't get enough of.
Yeah, and Big Daddy won you last night. Good work, Tom, as well. I mean, so there we go.
A little closer than I thought it would be.
Closer than it needed to be. Yeah.
Carolina playing the third game in 4 nights and flying in from Winnipeg looked pretty fresh.
They
I
did.
have to say
that was a little disturbing. I was watching with
that's a
keen
good club.
Interest.
That's a good team.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. They are a good team.
Yeah.
And thankfully we beat them.
Yes.
By more than the allotted spread.
That's right.
That's a beautiful.
Oh, that little empty netter.
I was like, boop, boop. Red Russians all around, everybody. Yeah. And I already gave away my pick for tonight in the NBA, which is Milwaukee over Charlotte. If you could get it at a 1.5, which is where I got it.
Okay.
It's early. It's early. Most of the time I wait for a week. I wait for a week to get a little bit of a feel. You know what I didn't wait for? I didn't wait to watch my first NBA game like I did last year, like halfway through the season.
Mm-hmm.
I actually watched last night, and you know what I don't understand? I don't understand when you watch the Sixers and the Celtics. That game concludes, and Charles Barkley is telling everybody that the Celtics' problem is they have too much talent. Come on, man. You got to be better than that. You can't do that. Like, can you imagine positing that with a straight face? That they have the best coach in the league, arguably, and he's saddled with too much talent. They're going to have a problem with infighting. It's like when Dusty Baker talked about people getting on base all the time. Well, sometimes walks are a bad thing. You know, I know he walks a lot, and you guys love guys who get on base a lot, but they just clog up the bases if they can't really run. Are you insane, Dusty? Not making outs is the object of the game.
Well, that was like our high school baseball coach said home runs are rally killers. Really?
He should have been fired on the spot. But I've seen Charles last night was serious when he was making the point that they could have problems with person. They just have too much talent.
Well, but if he said chemistry and he didn't say too much talent, would that change your opinion of his analysis?
No, it would still be stupid. You're telling me you have too much talent, that the problem you have is you always want to manage egos. Ask
Joe Torre.
Ask the most successful dynasties of all time.
Joe Torre.
Yes, there you go. Oh, well, unless we forget, all we got to do is look at the Bulls and the Lakers and watch one coach with 11 rings say, it's about the triangle. Oh, Phil, really? Is it really not just you rolling the ball out there with the greatest players ever assembled? I mean, you had Shaq and Kobe. You had Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. It's the triangle. Get that. I'll take my chances with too much talent, Tom. I think I'm going to manage the egos is what I'll do. How's it working out for Golden State?
It's working out fine, but you wouldn't classify that locker room as a toxic work environment, if that's what Chuck is getting at. No, I didn't hear his comments.
His comments were that they're going to have a problem because they have too much talent. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. And even if you wanted to go the route of saying there are big egos in this room, usually the big egos accompany guys that have earned it by being, all pros, all stars, champions, winners all throughout their basketball playing career. I'll take my chances that LeBron and so-and-so aren't going to get along. Well, so? I mean, you don't have to. Kevin Durant could absolutely loathe any one of the millions of stars on that team, whether it's Curry or whoever else you want to name, right?
Draymond, yeah.
Sure, Draymond. Well, okay, that's an easier one to imagine that to be true, right? So let's say all of them hate Draymond Green. They probably do. They like his ass when the game starts.
Yeah.
He's a player. So you'll live with it, That's just Draymond.
I think that's the Boston fan in you being offended at Charles Barkley's analysis.
No, it's just a dumb thing to say, the problem is he does it a lot. And it's just, you're kind of like...
Well, he doesn't do his homework. That's the whole point of his thing. He just plays by feel. It's like watching PTI now. All Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon have to do is 20 minutes a day, and they don't research a thing. Listen to them once they get into second 32 of whatever it is they're talking about. They clearly have not watched the event, researched the event. They're shooting from the hip, and people pay to watch it. Or, people tune in, and then people pay for their services.
Yeah, no, it's a good gig if you can get it. He's stepping out over lines now that are beyond reason. They're just too good. The problem is they're too good. That's the problem, huh? We'll come back, wrap it up momentarily.
When you're in need of auto repairs, look no further than Nice Tire and Auto Service. Nice has been in business for 16 years with long-term, knowledgeable sales associates. They have the latest wheel balancing machine in the industry. And for passenger vehicles, they service AC, brakes, suspension, tune-ups, and much more. Never sit through a long wait. Nice Tire and Auto has 10 service bays to get you back on the road quickly. If you have tire problems, check out their large inventory with various Goodyear and Michelin tires. Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, 574-4100.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Hi, I'm Chris York with Monogram Art. While our name mentions monograms, we are a lot more than that. We offer a full line of corporate apparel to businesses and organizations, and we carry clothing brands such as Cutter & Buck, Nike Golf, Port Authority, and caps from Richardson, Outdoor Cap, Ahead, Yupong, and many more. We have the ability to create custom embroidered apparel that your employees will be proud to wear. So swing by our showroom at 2522 Capitol Circle Northeast or find us online at monogramart.com. Let us help you wear your brand.
Football is in the air, temps are hot in Tallahassee, and so are the deals at Kevin's Fine Outdoor Gear. Regardless of the score, you still need to stock up on all your outdoor needs to get the job done. Kevin's is the area's top outdoor retailer, featuring thousands of hunting supplies from top manufacturers in the business. If hunting's not your thing, shop their great fishing tackle selection, including Shimano, G. Loomis, St. Croix, and much, much more. Need tailgating supplies? Kevin's has the largest selection of Yeti products in North Florida. Find them at 3350 Capitol Circle Northeast, just south of I-10 exit 203. Only minutes from FSU.
Yo, this is your cup holder talking. You know me, the little round thing between your car seats. Now, listen, we need to talk. Now, I normally have a nice cold bottle of Mountain Dew in me, but at the moment, I'm empty. That's right, no Mountain Dew. Nothing in here but a couple of quarters and a dime. Those 60 cents have been freeloading a ride in me for weeks now. I really don't want to be seen like this. A fully capable cup holder like me just carrying your loose change, it's embarrassing. It's beneath me. Look, I'm not made for loose change. I'm round like a bottle of Mountain Dew. Glistening, cold, and delicious. I'm made to keep Mountain Dew within reach at all times, so you're never far from that incredible bold citrus kick whenever you need it. Just inches from your hand, all snug and secure where it won't tip over or roll under your seat or get hot in the sun. So find a store already. Grab some Dew, toss it back, then place that bottle where it belongs, and put that loose change back in your pocket. That's what pockets are for. Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
Makita cordless specials are heating up at Cornerstone Tool and Fastener in October. Buy a Makita brushless premium 5 amp hour kit with 2 batteries and get a 6 amp hour battery free. Plus, get your choice of the following: brushless recip saw, circular saw, half-inch impact drill, or a Bluetooth radio. Get rid of the gas with the Makita outdoor power equipment. Buy a brushless chainsaw or blower kit and receive 4 5 amp hour batteries and a dual bay chamber. Cornerstone Tool and Fastener with 2 locations to choose from: 1110 Stuckey Ave and 3269 Crawfordville Highway. Tallahassee location open on Saturdays 8 until noon.
Hi, this is Peter Bond, owner of Jerry's Cigar Shop. Jerry's has been a local favorite for cigar enthusiasts for the last 25 years. We have the largest walk-in humidors in town, filled to the brim with an amazing cigar selection. Relax in one of our leather chairs and enjoy an ice-cold beer or a glass of wine with your cigar. Jerry's is a great place to watch sports on our big flat-screen TVs and offers a comfortable setting for lively conversation. Visit our original store on Sharer Road or our new second location on Cary Forest Parkway. We hope to see you soon.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show. Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
During spring training next year, people should throw at Machado every time he comes to the plate. In spring training, just throw at him every single time. He's just such an ass. It's the most ridiculous thing. You can't go a month without him doing something absurd. And so, I don't know. I would just, as a league, I'd make it a habit of throwing at him.
It was funny, as I was doing some prep and side work today, I had SportsCenter on the TV, and it was their coast-to-coast version, like their midday version. Somebody's in Bristol, somebody's in L.A. And Pedro Gomez was on the set in L.A., and I forget the lady's name who's on the L.A. side of the equation. But she says, live speed, I didn't think anything of it, but you claim that there's something going on here and why. And so Pedro Gomez shows video clips of each time Manny Machado's been an a-hole.
Oh, was there an hour?
Sliding into second base.
Grabbing people's legs?
Yeah, all this stuff. So he lays it out. He goes, now, we obviously can't talk about this on the air, but the Brewers are not pleased. But there are some things being said.
Well,
so here you go. If you want some extra juice in the NLCS, you got it.
The problem is you really can't throw at him here. I mean, You can, but it's not wise. Yelich just said it yesterday after the game, quote unquote. It's a dirty play by a dirty player. That's who he is. Yes, that's exactly who he is. He's also an awesome player, but I mean that's true too. And you would want him on your team, but good God, man, it's just not hard.
I'm sure human garbage Chase Utley embraces him. He probably says that's my kind of player. He plays the game hard.
Your disdain for Chase is legendary. And he had a great career. He did everything right for 30 years. That slide is never going to leave you.
No.
I know.
There's some things, man. It's like, wow, that guy was a really good dude for 45 years. Killed 2 people. Murdered them. You know?
I like that you're equating those. Yeah, it's the bridge builder argument. Mm-hmm. I can't repeat that conversation, but it's a good one. He's not known as an architect.
So you got the bricklayer is the version I heard.
You could build 1 million bridges.
Yeah, you could
do that other thing. You're not known as
you could shingle so many roofs. Build so many homes.
Yeah.
I've heard the same joke.
And anyhow, that's Woody Harrelson's conversation.
I first walked in on that joke when my parents and my aunt and uncle were carousing a little bit. I was supposed to be in bed. I walked downstairs for water. And I didn't understand it, and it wasn't until years later it hit me. I said, "Oh my God, I've heard that joke."
Yeah.
I heard that joke when I was in elementary school.
By the way, it was probably not one of those moments, but those watershed moments where you catch your parents doing something that you've never thought about them doing. I'm not talking about something overly salacious like them, having sex or something, but I'm talking about like which you can't ever envision your parents doing.
Dude,
even with the knowledge that you've got sisters and and siblings, you're still like what are we doing here?
Whoa.
Yeah, right. But
everybody in their car, dude, come
on, what are we doing?
Front row Knowles,
come on, you quick, get there. No, what I'm saying is like when they say a word you've never heard them say, like the F-bomb or something.
Oh, sure.
Like my mother dropped an F-bomb when she broke her nail. I've told that story on the air, and how I walked around the corner and she had just hit it against the refrigerator and broke it. It clearly hurt, and she yelled, dropped an F-bomb, and I went, "Mom!" And she just looked at me in horror, like, "Oh, Jeffrey."
The first time I ever heard my dad drop an F-bomb, we were driving by where Spectrum Field is now, where the Phillies play their spring training games. Mm-hmm. And SPC's right across the way is SBJC. They had a campus over there.
Yeah.
Guy cut my dad off in his car, obviously, and so he slams on the horn. But he would say the first syllable of the bad word as he's hitting the horn.
Right.
So it's almost like it had its own sensor.
Yeah.
Didn't matter that day. He said it so loud. And I'll never forget. This mother.
You're like, look at Dad.
Oh, no, my face was white as a ghost. I didn't know what to do with
he
that.
went all in.
And about 3 minutes later, I guess after he had calmed down, been a couple traffic signals. Now, don't use that language.
Yeah, you shouldn't use that word.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
But
believe me, my kids have heard it all.
Etched indelibly. Oh, your kid. I mean,
my kids forget about it. They'll be good. It's just part of a foreign language to them.
How many demerits are they going to get for language in middle and high school?
Yeah, no, they don't do it now. I mean, we trust them, but their dad might have an issue with it, and so maybe they've heard some things. But I can't repeat the story. But when Bryce was a little kid with the oranges.
Oh yeah, that's right. That one should be legal.
Well, and also he used it properly.
Yeah.
I was like, I was really proud of him because it was proper. He applied it properly in the moment.
Tell you, I caught my nephew mouthing off. He didn't think his microphone was on when we were playing on Xbox about a month ago.
Kid, how old is he?
Put me on the spot. 11, going on 12.
Oh man, so he's hearing it. Listen, that's the problem with the headsets on the video games. There, man. You go to a Fortnite.
Yeah, he's playing Fortnite all the time.
Well, they're all addicted. Every kid in America is addicted to Fortnite. It's unbelievable. I wish I had stock in Fortnite. The point is, they get on these games, and I'll walk into a room. I'm like, what did I just hear? Who are you talking to, and what are they saying to you? And then Bryce will go, I don't know who that kid is. He's in New Jersey. And it's just, it's like.
Yeah. You can mute all those.
Yes.
You can do that.
I said that to him. I said, we're not doing that. Get out of that game or mute them, do something, because we're not doing that. But you're not there all the time. Yeah. So your nephew's hearing things.
Oh, my God.
Hearing unbelievable things.
I couldn't believe it.
And then he joined in, and you were going, whoa.
I said, Philip. And he goes, I'm sorry. I said, you'll have plenty of time in your life.
Oh, believe me. Yeah.
But not right now, young man.
It ain't going to happen.
Come on.
All right, Big Daddy, here we go. Let's get the wager out before we say good evening and welcome in our friends from the Front Row Knowles and let them take over.
Hey, Big Daddy, having some Red Russians tonight?
We'll know in about 47 seconds.
Into an open wing. It's picked up by Dowdy, an empty net. He scores.
Hot damn, Big Daddy's done it again. Red Russians all around, Teddy.
All right, Big Daddy.
That sound clip appropriate. Big Daddy, Red Russians you last night with an empty netter.
My goodness. The right side of the defensive zone, Nikita Kucherov for the Lightning says, nay, I'm not going to shoot at the net. Let me tee up my man Tyler Johnson for an empty netter hat trick special.
Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing, that kind of teamwork that puts you in the -1.5 win circle.
Here come the hats.
Woo! So Big Daddy had the Red Russians all around last night. For tonight's action, we're going to go Washington, well-rested Washington. Give it a 1.5 to the Rangers. Give that 1.5 to the sorry-ass Rangers. Do it tonight, Big Daddy. There's your wager. Let's go. Oh, I just have to hear it. I have to let it play out. It's just so beautiful.
Don't you just see Drago?
And a tank. I always see a tank as well. All right, good work out of you. Front Row Knowles up next. Trent Forrest, the guest on the show tonight for the Front Row Knowles, as well as the great Tim Lenefeld. So that'll be a good show. I'll listen to it on my way to my son's baseball game. Good evening. It's going to be a good evening. We get home and watch a little bit of hockey.
Yeah, I got a question. Director Matthew, are they queuing up Don't Stop Believing for Tim? All right.
Yeah,
they had a Twitter argument
That's
yesterday.
what you do right there. That's well done. Good work out of you. Good work, Matthew. Be well, everybody. Again, Front Row Knowles up next. Stay tuned.